for brake lights either direction with construction. Denver weather, a 30% chance of scattered thunderstorms this afternoon and high of 93 and tonight low of 66. Over the weekend, Marvin State, high to low 90s with a chance of an afternoon shower. Currently it's 86. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 K-House.
Don't miss Lowe's Just for Pros event going on now. Stop by the Pro Desk and see how to save extra on volume savings orders over $1,500. Plus, find more pro values across the store. Now through July 30th. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD. It has really been working for my aches and pains. And Blue Sky CBD, the more that I am aware of how much it is helping, the more I like it. And I told you about the balm I've used. I had a shoulder injury recently. I continue to use the balm on my shoulder, and it really helps me. I use tinctures in the morning for clarity, energy, and simple inflammation reduction. But now what I've really liked is the sleep gels. I've always had a problem sleeping, right? But I take one of those sleep gels about 30 minutes before bed, and honestly, it has really helped me relax and sleep. Also, let me talk about the Pro Gels, which are designed for athletes to use pre and post workout. It really creates great energy boost. You get 30% off your first order when using promo code KHOW, K-H-O-W. And there are things in there that I really believe you will like and will help you. 30% off your first order by using promo code KHOW. It is Blue Sky CBD at bluesky-cbd.com.
When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting about it.
Twitter, follow the Troubleshooter at RealTomMartino.
And stay connected with all of Denver's talk stations on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 63KHOW. It's your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword BANK to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BANK to 200-200.
Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome to the show. Let's get on the phones and solve some problems, answer some questions, and take some complaints. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's talk about this. Deputy Dan, you've been working on this. Is this Alva, the Oakwood Homes one, or is this a new one? Is this a new one or what? I need to... Okay. Come on in here. Alva with Oakwood Homes. Is this where you put down earnest money, changed your mind, and then they basically kept your earnest money, right?
Yeah, well, they wouldn't, they had pre-approved us, and then they said we weren't approved anymore.
Yeah.
And they kept our earnest money, yep.
Okay. We got this from their public relations people, their marketing people. And they said that, here's what they said. Your husband lost his job. Is that right?
Yeah,
that's why you didn't qualify. I mean, you said they told you qualified, then they told you didn't qualify. But isn't it fair to mention your husband lost his job?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked about how he had become bankrupt.
Well,
the company became bankrupt that he was working for, but he stayed in the oil field. He re-got a job like a week later.
Oh, really? Okay. It says here, Alva and Sergio reached out to Oakwood Homes, and you said the new salary was not enough, or they found out the new salary was lower and not enough to qualify. Is that right?
They told us that it had nothing to do with salary, that he had to be at the company for a year, even though he's been in the oil field for 4+ years already.
So, did you ever call them and say you wanted to save the deal?
Yeah, when they messaged us and let us know that they were going to keep the earnest money, I said we would find another way to work it out, like whether that means get a co-signer or whatever.
So they said that your Oakwood Homes person tried everything they could to get you into the house, but they couldn't, and there was a cancellation. And they said Oakwood Homes holds earnest money for 1 year to be used as credit for the reduction in the price of the house. Okay. They said I'm reading this, as part of loan qualification, you're required to bring on, okay, basically they're saying you didn't qualify. That's true. Okay. Now, I'm not saying it's your fault. They're saying, but they also said you purchased a new truck during this time.
So our truck got stolen, his one and only work truck. So we had to go get another one. The work truck was completely covered by insurance and taken off our credit, and our debt to income ratio stayed the exact same because we went and bought a truck that was the same price on payment.
Alva, what we do is reach out to a company to get their response, and basically, though, these are pretty pertinent facts. The first time you called, you didn't mention the job and the truck, but I'm not saying you're at fault here. I mean, although it really isn't their fault that you lost the job and bought a truck. But here's something else. Now, listen, my conclusion is different than you might think, but listen. This person says, in a nutshell, this is from Oakwood Homes, in a nutshell, the change in Alva and Sergio's circumstances created a financial challenge. Oakwood Homes offered a way to help. Now, I don't know what they mean by that, including, anyway, it says here, okay, Alva was adamant that she wanted to cancel the deal despite being told by two sources that she would lose the earnest money. So they claim they warned you of this. Even so, this is what, wait, listen. Even so, there is still a home at any number of Oakwood home communities should they want to buy it. But they're adamant in keeping your earnest money. Now, let me explain something to you, how I feel about this. They may have a technical right. I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. I didn't look. They may have a technical right to keep earnest money, maybe, based on the fact that they, maybe they can. But what I'm saying is I don't think should, because, in all likelihood, they sold that home
for $20,000 more.
For $20,000 more. So what is that? It seems to me that this keeping the earnest money is nothing but punishment. That's all it is. It's not a financial loss.
How much was the earnest money?
How much was the earnest money? And by the way, Kevin Calkins here from Sheridan Auto Tech for Car Day. But how much was the earnest money they're keeping?
Almost $5,000.
See, I personally can't see a reason to keep earnest money. If I made more money on the deal, I wouldn't keep the money. I mean, yeah, they may have a legal right. Who knows if they wrote it down and they kept it. It was non-refundable. But I mean, I think people should know the heart of Oakwood Homes. I really do, and I think they're cruel. I'm sorry. I think that you should take each circumstance. And these people did not cost them a dime, not a dime.
No, they made money on it.
If anything, they allowed them to make more money.
Right.
So to me, it sucks. It just sucks. Now, I know that they're reading all these technicalities. I want to know what they say. You said you were going to try to save the deal because you didn't want to give up the money. And here's what it says. It says something about you were leaving town.
Yeah, my husband was offered a job in Arizona as well as another one in Wyoming.
Okay, so they did sell the house after hearing about that.
No, they didn't even know about that.
Well, it says here, several weeks passed. Alva called the sales counselor again, said she wanted to save the deal. Unfortunately, Alva and Sergio's financial situation remained the same. Alva had informed Oakwood Homes that she was canceling the deal, knowing that she would lose the earnest money and that they were leaving town. That's what you told them. Oakwood Homes did proceed to sell the home.
And Alva never signed anything on that. This is strictly hearsay.
Wait a minute. There's no deposit agreement?
No, there's no signing of that she gave up the deal.
Oh, you mean there's nothing in writing that she canceled
That's correct.
The deal? They don't, wait a minute. They don't have a cancel. How can they prove you canceled even?
Alva?
Exactly. There's no emails, no text messages, nothing. I went through all my stuff again. The only time I ever said I would cancel was one time on the phone with her while she was on her cell phone.
You know, listen, this is no secret. Oakwood Homes, since I've come to town, I swear to God, I have never once ever had Oakwood Homes ever decide anything to do proactive in a positive way for consumers. So if you live in an Oakwood home, I'd like to know your experience, because the heart of this company is cruel. The heart of this company, in my opinion, is mean-spirited, and they have never once, not once, in 40 years, I don't even know how long they've been around, not once have they addressed a consumer problem to solve it. Not once. Not once. Not once. Not once. Oakwood Homes. So I'm just telling you, Oakwood Homes. Now listen, everyone's selling homes right now, so they're going to be selling homes. But I want people to know that if you put money down with Oakwood Homes, you're not getting it back.
Right. What about small claims court? I guess we can always try that, huh?
Small claims court, but they probably have everything in writing.
But no cancellation.
No, but then here's what they'll say. Here's what they'll say. If she said I never technically, legally, and written, you can't prove I canceled, then what they're going to say is, okay, let's make a deal. The problem is houses are more expensive now. You know, they sold that house for $20,000 more. Now, I want to know, on what planet does it make sense? You take earnest money. Why do you take earnest money? To preserve the deal. That's why. To preserve the deal. Now, if you have a loss, those are damages. Okay? But there is nothing. I mean, there is no damage here. Okay, technically they said you're going to lose your deposit, but why? Why? Tell me. Even they had to put it back on the market and resell it. They still made $20,000 more. So people, I just want you to know, you know, Oakwood Home says legally we can keep it. We're going to keep it, you know, tough. We're keeping $5,000. Even though housing is at an all-time high, people are tripping over each other to buy houses. They have chosen to take Alva's and Sergio's $5,000. And I'm wondering if this were Mr. and Mrs. Pristine, if they would have done it. I want to. Who would have hired a high-class downtown attorney? I want to know if they would have treated them exactly the same. But that's how they're treating Alva and Sergio. They're saying we're keeping your money. We're keeping your money. Even though by canceling, you actually made us more money. Thank you. They're keeping your money. I swear to God, I would never refer Oakwood Homes in a million years, and I'm going to spend the rest of my career reminding people of their cruel heart. That is my opinion. I have a reason. I have a reason to do it. I have the right to express my opinion. Oakwood Homes sucks more than any home builder I have ever encountered, and I have never once ever heard of them doing anything, not one thing, for a consumer. So, you know, you go to maybe you do go to small claims court and say, so. You know what, there's a legal right, but when you're not talking, you got to turn that off, because there's a lot of noise coming through there. We have to tell them. We have to tell people Oakwood Homes sucks. They can't demonstrate one loss. How do you know they sold it for $20,000 more, Dan?
Oh, that's what Alva said.
Alva, you know, we better be clear on this. Now, hold on. Maybe we ought to ask them what that selling price was, or look up that address. Alva, how do you know it sold for $20,000 more?
My best friend lives like 2 blocks from there, and she was talking to the people that purchased it, and she's the one that was telling me that it sold for higher, roughly around $20,000 more. Yeah.
Well, in any case, I can almost bet it sold for more because of what the market's doing. We have more coming up.
There is nothing harder than being a parent right now.
That is such bullshit.
Donating plasma at Vital Life Plasma Services.
But unfortunately, she probably won't win in small claims court.
No, the law's not on her side.
Right.
Give your bank account a break. You could earn up to $900 in your first month.
and a break from reality. Free Wi-Fi, baby. Book an appointment today to donate your life-saving plasma. BioLife. There's purpose in your plasma. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
I'm a patient of Rocky Mountain IV Medics. Well, it's not really a patient. I mean, I'm a patron, right? I call them. They come to my house. I do IV therapy. And you can do IV therapy in your home. And you can do it for anything. You can do it for a hangover, for a migraine, you're not feeling good to get over a sickness, or for just general hydration, whatever, getting ready for an athletic event. Rocky Mountain IV therapy is available. Now, Rocky Mountain IVmedics.com. That's RockyMountainIVmedics.com. Ask about the new NAD, an incredible coenzyme to help you. It's like a fountain of youth. 720-987-2155. You don't pay any more than going through a hydration bar. 720-987-2155. If you're in business and you have a website, you really owe it to yourself to have the website analyzed. You know, they can do that at Get Found Fast. Why would you do it? To find out where the weaknesses are, to find out how to make it better, to find out what the visibility is on search engines. These are very important things. And it's at getfoundfast.com for more information. To get your analysis, getfoundfast.com. How much time do you have?
A lot of time. Recruiter, team builder, trainer.
I need to run down. Yeah, but we can't extend it, can we? Never. I'm going to try. Fuck, I'm not going to be able to do it. I don't have Mark here. Fuck it.
What's going on?
I don't know. Probably needs something from his car.
Creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all of your hats, you're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is what you need. Let us free up your time and keep your days of pushing paperwork behind you.
So who's going to bring the show back?
Well, Dan will do it or I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/Banter. This is a limited.
Yeah, he seems distracted this morning.
At bamboohr.com.
More so than
I know he was pissed at his daughter yesterday because she didn't show up.
Oh.
And she didn't, well, she said her alarm didn't go off. So he said, well, why didn't you call at least? Well, coming late. You know, just because your alarm doesn't go off doesn't mean you're...
How old is she?
She's 14, I think, or 16. She's 16.
As I just did recently, it's normal for a checkup and a cleaning and fluoride. For some reason, my wife, who takes
But I think he's right. You know, if he's paying her, which he is, you need some responsibility. And, you know, at least you call up and say, Dad, my alarm didn't go off. I'll be there in a half hour.
Oh, yeah. No excuse. Yeah. Gotta have a work ethic.
I'm sure you were working like the rest of us when you were like from 16 on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every summer I had a job.
Oh, I had a paper route, you know, first thing I got, and then a buddy of mine found a job at a produce farm. I grew up on Long Island, at a produce farm there.
Where'd you grow up?
Glen Cove.
Okay, I grew up in Bayside.
Oh, okay, I was on the North Shore and the
Yeah,
South
not
Shore.
far away.
And the labor laws were different on a farm.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we could work as many hours as we wanted at 14, 15 years old. And we were. I was working 60 hours a week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's a different generation, Kev.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, but I went to my dad, and it's like, you know, I found a car I really want to buy. I need some help. And he's like, oh, okay, so what, do you need a lift? You need a ride over? You know, he knew what I wanted.
Exactly.
And he wasn't going to budge.
What was your first car?
A 65 Bug. And that was a gift from my brother and I, from my uncle. He had it. He was going to get rid of it. So can't share a car with your brother. That's impossible.
My first one was a 56 Pontiac convertible.
Oh, that's
I love that car.
Yeah.
Of course, I crashed it after 6 months, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
The sharpest part of Oakwood wants to keep you safe and worry-free during this time, which is why we are making car rides easier than
You made it back.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get something from your car, Tom?
No.
Okay, so I would run down and get it for you.
Yeah, it's okay. I need to do some eye drops and shit, but I can take it. Oh, don't treat me.
and even 2020
This is
models.
how good BBB is. They got a 1.18.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Rescue Mission.
Oakwood
Long
Homes,
sunshine for
but
your
they're
Friday,
A+.
and the Arlington
How much
Center
was the
Conference
rating?
1.18 out of 5 on the review, customer review.
Unbox what
But
you're
they're
looking for,
A+ rated by BBB.
6,000 homeless Denver neighbors have one thing in common.
We're talking about
This needs to be realized.
BBB
If the
is
No, it's a
Council
joke.
is
dinosaurs, jokes.
They have 1 out of 5
But it's not
stars
too
and
late
22
to open
reviews
your
on
eyes.
BBB.
You open your heart. Learn more at denverunseen.org.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Don't forget to take your CBD from Panacea Life, realcbdthatworks.com. That's realcbdthatworks.com for pain, inflammation, anxiety. It's a wonderful thing. And I can tell you I've been a customer for going on a year now, I think, or maybe, about a year. realcbdthatworks.com. It's made right here in Colorado, a nationwide company. You can find them in kiosks as well at Cherry Creek Mall, Park Meadows Mall, and also at the airport. So that's realcbdthatworks.com. Put Tom in the promo code and get 30% off. 30% off all of their pure, wonderful products. Now, listen. To show you how much Oakwood Homes sucks, they have a 1 rating on the Better Business Bureau. Now, the Better Business Bureau gives them an A+. Now, that's a whole different story. The Better Business Bureau gets paid by their members, and everybody's great. All they have to do is, every member is great. All they have to do is answer complaints. Forget that they get a ton of complaints. They just have to answer them. The BBB is an antiquated dinosaur who collects money from businesses and does nothing for them. They do nothing for the public. They do not solve any consumer problems. They do nothing, okay? They're antiquated. I don't even know why they're still in business. That's the Better Business Bureau. Now, they give an A+ to Oakwood Homes, even though the actual ratings by customers shows 1 point. 1.3, is it? What is it, Kevin?
Yeah, 1.18.
1.1.
22 bad reviews.
22 bad reviews on the Better Business Bureau.
65 complaints over the last 3 years.
Oakwood Home sucks. Oakwood Homes sucks. They're a terrible company. They have terrible ownership. They have a terrible attitude. They hate consumers. They have never once in my entire career ever acquiesced, ever gave in once to a consumer's problem once. Think about it. Not once. So, if you go to Oakwood Homes, plan on losing your earnest money if anything comes up, and also plan on never getting any satisfaction. That is my opinion, Tom Martino's opinion. I'm not stating a fact. I'm stating my impression of this disgusting company, Oakwood Homes. They're disgusting. If you can, avoid Oakwood Homes. Again, they got $5,000. Congratulations. Good. Now let's see what good it does you. Let's see what good it does you. Because you know why? I have a note here to mention Oakwood Homes every single day and how much they suck. Because this deal shows the heartless nature of the company. This, and remember, it's Sergio and Alva. They know Sergio and Alva is not going to hire an attorney and go fight him for $5,000. It's an easy $5,000 for you, Oakwood. I hope you're proud of yourself. Honest to God, in today's world, you should be ashamed of yourself. The fact that you're making more money on the house, what excuse? Just give me an excuse. You know what's funny about this person who wrote this response for Oakwood, one of their PR people? You know what's funny about it? They never once, ever once addressed the real issue. You never. Like, was the house sold? Was it sold for more? Were there any damages? What did this so-called breach do? And what harm did it do? What harm? What harm? What harm did it do? Just that they had the right to do it. To Alva and Sergio. So people, I want you to think long and hard. Long and hard. Now, we have a car question here from Doug. Today is car day, as it is every Friday. We emphasize cars. It's not only cars. Let's talk. Doug, what's going on?
Yes, sir. I purchased a used car from a used car dealership on July the 10th. It was a 2005 Toyota Camry, and I did some preliminary inspection of the vehicle. I drove it, and
when did you buy it? When did you buy it?
July the 10th.
Okay, and how much did you pay for it?
I paid $6,500.
Okay, that's a very low price nowadays for used cars. How many miles on it?
According to the odometer, it's 104,000.
Okay, and by the way, I'm not saying because you didn't pay a lot you should be cheated, but I want you to know something, how I feel about used cars. I have to be straight with you. They're as is. And did you go to an independent mechanic to get it checked out?
I did not. No.
What part of as is did you not understand? I don't even know who you bought it from, and I promise you, I want to go after bad car dealers who cheat people. But it's difficult if people cheat themselves. Is this a problem this dealer hid from you or defrauded you in any way?
I cannot, ascertain. To be honest with you.
Well, thanks for being honest. I appreciate it. Now, what is the problem with it? And maybe it can be fixed. It's a 2010 Toyota Camry. What's the problem with it?
Okay, after I purchased it and brought it home, I had some more time to look at it. There is a moderate amount of blow-by.
What do you mean? Out of the exhaust?
No, I took the...
Where's the vent on that he would see a blow-by? Where would he see it, Kevin?
Well,
Kevin
you can see it through the oil fill cap. You can see it through the dipstick tube. There's a lot of ways it can come out.
But is there a vent on the crankcase, though?
Well, it's a PCV valve would vent it back into the intake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it goes back into the intake, oil.
To be burned, yeah, the fumes would be pushed back through. But if he's getting blow-by, he could have
If he's getting oil out of there, it means what?
It could be a plug PCV system, or it could be a problem with the rings. It could be
you know what it tells me, Doug? I'm going to be straight with you. Nobody cheated you because you said you had time to look at it more. Why didn't you look at it more there? Or any mechanic would have told you that. I don't mean to repeatedly, bring up what you did wrong. I don't mean to do that, but in another way, I do mean to do it so other people can hear this. So if there is blow-by, it could be extensive problems.
It could be simple. It could be very extensive.
What would be simple about excessive blow-by?
PCV valve plugged up.
Okay. What would be complicated or expensive if it...
Rings are sticking, so you get...
Did you find out, Doug, what is wrong with your car?
No, not from a professional.
All right, hold on a second. Let's see what we can do for you.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW.
What do you think it is? Based on the car.
Yeah, it's 104,000 miles is a lot, There's chemicals you can try first, though. To loosen up rings and sludge and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Kevin, want to take that Josh there with Marty? That's on the line. He's from Medved, Kia and stuff. He kind of wants to be an angel. That's one Marty.
It's unbelievable what happened. Now, Josh is the consumer.
No, Josh is Medved Kia guy. But he fixed up two guys to Marty. One he gave all.
Then Marty's going to explain it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good one, right? What can you do for stuck ring? Can you put?
Yeah, we were just talking about
stuff down in there.
We're going to talk about
restores all kinds of
Pete,
stuff.
but can you buy that as a consumer? The PC?
Hey Kevin, does it make a difference if the two
guys? Hold on 5 seconds. Mic's on. Blake Harris Law is the one we go to, the firm and the person, for all estate planning issues. You should too. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Blake Harris is our expert. You can find him even on TikTok under that name. And he answers all of our questions. He doesn't even charge to answer your questions. He only charges for what he does for you. If you need a will, a trust, Maybe you want to avoid probate, do a beneficiary's deed, a payable on death certificate for a bank account. That's BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Oh, so come on. He said it was 2005, but it says 2010 here. Does that make a difference? Okay.
Investigative journalist William Phelps searches for the truth behind the tragedy.
He's got another guy. Marty's got another guy.
A massive fire engulfed a farmhouse in America's heart.
So you think you could fix that there and stuff? Because you know what he was going to do?
Well, whether it can be fixed or not, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But what you know what he was going to do? We'll put another oil fill cap on there that holds it in.
Oh, good. So you can blow something else out. Yeah. They actually have them. I mean, some cars, I've seen them, like Volkswagens, when the PCB plugs up, it'll blow the rear main seal out. Yeah, don't. Stop.
Bad boy.
Stop thinking.
Bad boy.
Stop thinking you're hurting the team. But no.
But PCB valve, you're right. It's only 100,000 miles. I can't believe it'd be world rings.
Well, it's not worn so much as sticky. So they get sludge built up from not driving. Maybe the car wasn't driven.
Gotcha.
So instead of the springs,
popping
out and squeegeeing, they stick inside.
I would tell them Kevin guarantees he'll.
I have $1 can. Ask the guy in the cow. I can fix it.
And he has a 1.2 rating. Not his 1.18.
As long as I'm over.
He's up to 1.2.
That makes me angry. We got the call back, and she said, we've never, only on one instance have they ever kept the deposit money. I can guarantee you that's a lie.
Well, especially when we got this nice letter. That's not the first letter like that.
And you know what? It doesn't pay for it to go to small claims court.
I disagree.
I guarantee you they're legally allowed to do what they did.
Oh no, they are. But show me in writing where they canceled.
She just admitted it on
I understand that and stuff, but she also went in there and says, I don't want to cancel too. And that's all she's got to say. So, I mean, and will they even show up? That's what's it going to cost them to show up? It's going to cost her $55. Okay, they're going to have to get all their ducks in a row and stuff and go in there.
It's worth a shake-up anyway.
Absolutely.
They get it,
Absolutely.
So you know what,
$55?
Let's not go down this road.
You're right. I stand corrected or sit corrected.
Don't try to go against me and Kev. That's my partner.
No, I would never do that.
He's got my back.
Yeah.
You know, I got kids. I thought it was Mark Major over there for a minute.
But please, yeah. So
because then I know I'd be
Marty
right.
really wants you to take them right away if you can. If you would, please. You feeling okay, Tom?
Yeah, fine. I just had. Is your eye still bugging you?
A little tiny, but I got to put drops in it.
50% off our already low price. 720-573-0086.
Coaches.
720-573-0086. The fastest way.
Did you ever come to Jesus talk with her yesterday about not showing up? Like fire. She's on her That was bullshit.
That's all. Just kids. I fired my son twice, and I wouldn't hire him back after a second time.
And my kid was begging to work in my office, but I told him it wasn't appropriate because I'm an OBGYN. We don't want a teenage kid in there looking at all these women.
Yeah, but no, I needed a lot guy. You know, somebody to pick up trash, this, and he worked 2 days, and then magically something at school, they called him in for a surprise test, and like a stupid tattoo somewhere that I don't know.
It's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, reminding you that a new home, including a second home, is very affordable.
No, Kevin, we all had jobs since we were old enough to work at 13, whatever.
You don't just benefit from custom loans, you actually get the full home buying experience.
But I'll bet you you're much more, and I'll bet Tom, and I know I am, we're much more economically advantaged than our parents were. Right?
Well, yeah, no, my dad did well for himself. I mean, after we had 6 kids, I mean,
what every dad did.
He was an executive for a printing company in New York.
Move up to something bigger,
vice president of marketing and stuff, big company. So he did well. You know, retired on a golf course in Florida.
My parents both worked for the city of New York and had 5 kids. But they did well once they mentioned it.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, free market valuations of your home to tell you what it will bring on the open market.
And I mean, like, he does a full evaluation, and it's free. You'll never find a better one, and it's better than Zillow and even better than an appraisal because it talks about what your house will do on the market based on his 26 years experience. That's 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. All right, so excessive blow-by can be very simple. It could be very complicated. With 104,000 miles on a Toyota Camry, is it a 2010, did he say?
I think he said 05.
He said 05.
Oh, 05. I'm sorry. Okay, so, you know, I mean, tell me, Kevin, is that a model known for bad engines or what?
Not necessarily. It could be a maintenance issue. If the previous owner hadn't changed the oil, there could be sludge and different things causing it.
Now, here's a few things to try, Doug. If you're I don't think you're calling about the deal, right? I mean, this is obviously not something a dealer would. I mean, you know, they're not hiding it. It happens. It's 104,000 miles. But there are several things you can try. Kevin?
Yeah, one that we use, a BG product. It's a BG 109 or Engine Performance Restore, and it will dissolve oil and carbon deposits on the rings. So if it's possible, it can restore.
Can you buy that?
You can buy it at Napa store.
What is it called?
EPR.
EPR.
Engine
from
Performance Restoration.
And Engine Performance Restoration.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Initials Edward Paul Romeo.
EPR. Doug, you ought to look for that.
And follow the directions. They're very specific.
And then if that doesn't work, you bring it to get the valve cleaned out, the EGR valve?
Well, check the PCV valve first.
The PCV.
You just find it, pull it off. If it's got vacuum there, it's not plugged up.
But, Doug, and then, of course, you can also call Kevin at Sheridan Auto Tech.
Of course.
303-455-7242. Deputy Smarty Pants has been working on a problem. Can you outline the original problem, Marty?
Yeah, because I have Ted on the phone with me. Ted is the original consumer.
Okay. Now, he's not on the phone with us. He's on the phone with you.
No,
I
he's
am.
with me. Yeah, he's with me.
Okay.
I am.
Tell me.
So Ted, go back to April. Yeah, so, we bought the car this last January, February timeframe. The car had 4 miles on it. Brand new 2021 Kia Forte GT model. At 500 miles, the crank bolt came off, and the engine just basically fell apart from there. We took it to Arapahoe.
This is a brand new car you bought.
It had 4 miles, Tom. 4 miles. And with less than 500 miles on it, this happened. We took it to Arapahoe Kia. They put a new engine in it. We drove it. There was problems with the transmission. We took it in several times, and then one day the transmission just fell out. It was a joystick effect. Nothing was left to it. We had to wait for the transmission to come from Korea. That was about a 2-month process. They put a new transmission in it. He drove it for less than 500 miles, and now the turbo has blown out also.
Okay. Now listen, Ted, this was ridiculous, but I do want to make this clear, and I think Deputy Smarty Pants will agree. This was not a dealer problem. What do you think?
I totally agree with you, Tom. Arapahoe Kia has been doing it while they are slow because of the COVID effects and everything like that. The guy that deals with my son is spot on. You know, he texts him every day. We're still waiting. Hey, we got it in. You know, now the turbo, they can't see us for 3 weeks because they're so busy. So the Arapahoe Kia is great. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't bode well for the Kia name, and I thought Kia was a really good car. And and you know what? I think you just got a lemon. I know that's weird, but there are just some units that are riddled with trouble. So, Deputy Smarty Pants, give us the update.
Well, I found out. Ted told me his wife said they bought it at Medved. So the day before, if you remember, I contacted Medved and spoke to or texted Josh, who's the general manager. He worked out a different problem with a different consumer about the $1,000 refund.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I contacted Josh again and he worked on this one too. And as far as I know, what I was told, he's getting a buyback.
Let's find out. Josh, you're on the air. And Josh, thank you for coming on with Medved. This is certainly nice to hear. We never were able to get Medved on the air before as far as talking, but this is new ownership. So, Josh, what's happening at Medved Kia with this particular deal?
Hey guys, yeah. So I had Jonathan, my general manager, reach out, and I think we're going to just trade them out of that vehicle. Obviously, the problems that are happening, and you stated that as well, they're not dealer problems, but unfortunately, we're the face. You know, the customer doesn't go deal with Kia; they deal with us.
Yeah.
So that. So that's what, we're trying to take care of it the best we can. And he's right, the shortages with COVID and it's just, it's every industry right now.
So are you going to give them full credit for their trade towards something new?
Yeah, I didn't work the numbers with him, but that's what I believe Jonathan has worked out with him.
Okay, and you heard from them, Ted?
Well, what Jonathan and I talked about was a buyback. So we paid $21,500 for the car and that I would get that back. He is my first place to go to try to buy another car. Have no problem with the dealership again. What the problem is we want another Forte GT.
Yeah, but you don't want to buy back, brother. You don't want to buy back. You want to trade. I'm just telling you for taxes and all that. You can see clearly what you're getting for your car, but if you can find a car there, that's what you need to do. I'm just telling you that from a practical standpoint.
Okay. Yeah, and a factory buyback, and we can assist with that. But Tom, you probably know it's a lengthy and
it's a pain in the ass. But
what we're going to do is we're going to give them exactly what they paid for the car, so there's no loss to them, and just try and make it as easy as possible, and then we'll wait however long it takes to get the turbo in, and that way he doesn't have to pay for that.
Josh, this is Marty. Let me play devil's advocate for a second. If you're going to take this in as a trade, how do we know he's getting a fair deal on the purchase end?
Well, hold on. If he's getting a 100%, now I'm gonna answer what I think. If he's getting 100%, I can look on paper and see what I'm getting, and I can see what I'm paying. So if he thinks he's paying too much, he can just negotiate that. Here's the problem, Marty, and everyone. Here's the problem. Cars are more expensive. Cars have gone up in price right now. That is a problem. Even these guys are saying, look, we're going to do this. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean Ted and his son have to pay out the nose, for sure. But let's not, what I'd like to do is I'd like Ted to run it by us, and then we can figure it out. But here's what I find is a miracle. And I'm serious. Josh, what's your position there?
I'm the managing partner, so I'm one of the owners.
Man, thank God we have listen, I don't want to throw stones, by the way, at John Medved. He was a good guy. He really was. You don't survive all those years being a bad guy. However, and you're not saying this, Josh, I am. He was headstrong, and he knew what was best for the consumer, even if he didn't. And sometimes, and never ever would he address directly a problem like this, and I applaud you for doing it, and that has changed my complete image of Medved on one phone call, that one of the owners comes on the air to talk about it is a miracle to me. Yes.
Tom, can I add something that I was impressed about? Josh answered my emails lickety-split. He worked at night. He answered the email at night.
That's a rarity. That's a rarity in the car business. So, Medved, this is great stuff going on. Great stuff at Medved. Thank you, Josh.
Tell your smart device to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear Ross Kaminsky in the morning, Dan Kaplis in the afternoon.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices. Now, Impact
Traffic. This reporting is sponsored by Lowe's.
From the Medved Sports Traffic Center, we do have an accident with
You're right about a previous owner. Have you ever met him? John,
Did you know
when he first took over? I had a towing business group trying to get their business. You go into his office and his platform where his desk is and all this. And I was,
But so he was on a platform above you?
He's 5 foot tall.
He thought a lot of himself.
Yeah.
He really did.
It was a Wizard of Oz kind of a moment. Then when he speaks, whoa, this big projection. Yeah.
Don't miss Lowe's Just for Pros event going on now. Get select appliance special values and even
Did you ever
more
see his
savings.
ranch?
Plus shop other great values across the store.
This
Shop
place?
in store or online.
It's all right.
Lowe's,
Where's it at?
the new home for pros.
What part of town?
Genesis Total Exteriors and Mark Szymanski. They are now in the solar business, which is good news for you. This is what it means. If you're looking for solar, and you ought to investigate it, you get a 20-minute site review remotely. It takes 20 minutes. It's free. He'll tell you almost to a certainty what your house will produce in solar and what you'll save. And this is why I say almost to a certainty. They guarantee that if you get the system for 25 years. If they don't meet your expectations, you get a check every year for the difference. 303-474-4317. They also guarantee for 25 years the major components of the solar system. So check out GenesisSolarCO.com. Now, let's talk about Colorado Pain Care. You know, I have a lot of medical people who advertise on my show. and it sounds crazy, but I probably go to most of them. Now, I truly have been a patient here. They got me over the hump immediately with a trigger point injection. Then they moved me into physical therapy for permanent relief. And they have other therapies. They work with all major insurance. I didn't pay a dime out of pocket, but I have Medicare. They take that, by the way. All insurance, 303-GOT-PAIN. 303-GOT-PAIN. All of my advertisers are friends, and that's the truth. I know Dr. Mogum over at Colorado Pain Care. I know Mark Szymanski at Genesis Total Exteriors, and I'm going to talk about Buddy and Karen Mitchell at Simply Floors, Inc. That's the kind of advertising I do. I recommend people that I know, that I trust. Simply Floors, Inc. will get you all the major floor coverings, but better prices, better installers, better people. Simply Floors, Inc. is where you make your own appointment for in your home. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Do I have time to run to the restroom again? For some reason, okay, I've been drinking a lot of coffee and shit straight. Anyway, it's none of your business.
Within 5 years of retirement. This is our most popular version, so space is limited. Join us in Highlands.
So, Doc, what were you, a GP?
I was an OBGYN.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
At 855-918-2181 or allwardfinancial.com/workshop.
Did you practice Colorado or?
Oh yeah, I was in mostly. My office was right across the street from Aurora, Aurora Medical Center, which was great because the nurses called me up. I could be there in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to get in the car. Didn't have to work.
Yeah, because they don't have schedules, do they?
Exactly.
Yeah. I remember that when we had our 2 kids. They were both had to come C-section. First was like an emergency, but Boulder Women's Clinic. Mary and Robert, husband and wife team up there. They're hysterical.
I didn't know any of the people up in Boulder.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife found them. That's where she was comfortable. So what am I going to say? Yeah. We lived in Conifer, so it was a pain in the... But they had their own birthing center and stuff, there until you ran up. And of course, we had to go to Boulder Community because things were not progressing well. Ended up the first kiddo had too big a head.
Using a combination of medication proven in clinical studies to reduce the urge to overdrink in 92% of people and in-app coaching and support tools, LifeBack makes drinking a choice rather than a habit or need. Every aspect of your LifeBack plan is managed on our mobile app from the privacy of your phone, and medication is delivered discreetly to your doorstep without the need for doctor appointments. Start the LifeBack program now and treat yourself to sharper focus, better health, stronger relationships, and save money while still enjoying moderate drinking. Visit lifebac.com. That's lifebac.com or call 888-959.
So you talk, you're a poker player.
Yes, I love to play poker.
I do too.
Did you ever go up to the mountains?
It's been a long time, but the last couple times it went up, before COVID and stuff, it was impossible to get on a table.
Yeah, well, now the Monarch is open.
Yeah.
They have a great poker game.
I just, like I said, it's probably 2 years since I've been up there, but I just got tired of the tag team games that they were,
We need to get a pizza. We need to get pizzas here.
Well, like this guy, they're playing together.
Yeah, but the Monarch is really a good room, and I don't see any of that going on there.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's their own poker room, great chairs, great service.
Yeah.
Really is a cool.
Guys, where you are, the same old shit. Dano, do you know about the pizza and how we do it? I can get you the card, but do you know about where we order it and all that? I'll tell you all that. Never mind. I will. Hold on.
Station 630 KHOW.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And I mentioned Genesis, but I need to mention something else. They also do siding,
windows and doors, basements, and kitchens. Yes, they have GenesisSolarCO.com, but they also have GenesisTotalExteriors.com. I want to emphasize that. A full home improvement company that's been around for years and years. Now, let's keep going here. Please hang on, because I'm going to get to all of you. Jen, what's happening, Jen? What's going on? It's a car problem. We want to help.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, what's happening? And thank you for contacting us. Again, I want to remind people, she contacted us, and we promised we'll get back to you, and we did. So I want to welcome you to the show. What's going on with your brakes?
Thanks. On May 5th, I bought a 2013 Toyota 4Runner from Maximum Auto Search in Littleton.
Yeah, they're a pretty good firm. 2015, and it was a Toyota Land Cruiser, did you say? Or a Toyota what?
4Runner. No,
4Runner. I'm sorry. Go ahead. 2013.
2013
Yeah, got
4Runner.
it. I got it, dear. Okay, so what happened then?
Okay. So I bought it with the agreement, a written agreement, that I could take it to my mechanic in Boulder, and if he found damage or problems lower than $500, they would pay for it. If it was over $500, they would buy it back from me.
Now, hold on a second.
So,
you actually had this in writing?
I had it in writing, yes.
Good.
I heard about this, that some dealers do this before, because I'd been looking a long time for a car.
Okay.
And so I need it. I told them I couldn't buy the car without
So
having
let's
a
speed
mechanic
forward
look
to
at
what
it.
happened. If under 500, and by the way, you should have done it without buying it. They should have let you have it checked out. You can also call, for those listening, Norris. It's SOS Inspections. He goes by usedcarcheckout.com. He will go to your place and where the car sits on the lot and go check it out for you, and he does a very thorough exam. But in any case, if under 500, they would fix, and if over, you could take it back. Okay, so what happened?
Right. So I took it to my mechanic. Oh, no. So I was driving it home. I live in Erie. I was on rush hour, stop-and-go traffic.
Yeah.
And when I was partly there, the steering wheel began shaking violently when I hit the brake. Now, they had told me that their mechanics had replaced the rotors, and I was worried they did something wrong. But I was in rush hour traffic, and it took me a long time to get home. But I made it. I took it to my mechanic. He looked at the whole thing. He said there was a large amount of rust on the bottom, and the rust had annealed the caliper.
Oh, that's sad. No, that's bad. That's bad. Hold on. I want you to finish your story, but I don't want you to run out of time. Hold on. And then also, Jerry, tell Jerry, we'll get to him too. That's another outbound call we made to him after he contacted us. I'm Tom Martino with Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech, talking cars and anything else on your mind. I promise to get to your calls quickly. 303-713-TALK.
Start spreading the news. Seriously, spread the news and get paid.
I was just off a tick today, and I don't know why, but I'm back. I think I'm doing okay. I just, every once in a while.
Oh, so remember I told you about the sewer line break? My car.
Yes, okay, so tell me what's going on with it, because you should not have to fix
No,
it.
it's I called the HOA, it's their responsibility.
Good. And they're probably happy you found it.
Maybe.
What's going on, sir?
Anthony's Pizza and stuff.
Okay, now.
The Greenwood Valley's here, I assume.
The one that we use, no, there's a very specific one we use, yeah. Let me get it for you.
Because there is one in Greenwood Valley.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't. There's no Anthony's here. Trust me, I know fucking Anthony's. Okay. There ain't no Anthony's here.
We got no Anthony's.
If you find one here, but I swear to God, I don't know of any here.
And maybe it's not the same.
The only one I know is the one I'm talking with.
Yup, that's exact. Hold on.
Okay,
Mine.
Okay. I sent that on the phone. I can get that one. Okay, I
Wait,
get that.
I usually have it right here. Anthony's. What are you fucking kidding me? It's Anthony's Pizza.
I've seen it on Dorf.
Okay, that's the one we get.
What do you want to get?
And we want to get one with meatball, pepperoni, peppers, onions.
The rise of COVID cases in the U.S. once again putting healthcare workers on the front lines in communities where vaccination rates.
Then the other one, plain cheese.
Just cheese?
Yeah. So
I'm not having any. But
you're not having any at all.
No.
Okay, wait.
Maybe you just get the one.
Well, get a small. My daughter wants one.
Okay.
Get a small.
Does she like just cheese?
Yeah.
Okay. Small.
And then put it on the referral. Do you have the referral list card? Okay, here. I'm going to text it to you.
Okay. Sounds good. So that's so good. We had a good one, we had a bad one. And
Are we on right now, broadband? Should I tell so these guys know? Okay.
Hey, Dan, so what's with the dental story?
Oh, they took us all of his teeth out, and he didn't have teeth for 2 months.
By the way, can you believe that Bob Logan said, tell the guy to call my cell directly? Can you believe it? We got that guy an interview directly. So tell him that.
That's great. That is absolutely. Thanks, Tom.
Yep. Okay, so Dano, I'm sending this to you.
Okay. The guy was a little hesitant. He wanted to just put a cap on that.
Oh, we should have.
And that's what they had done before.
Sure.
Because they had sawed it off and put something on there and stuff.
It's gonna vent somewhere.
And I got to get you the I got to get you the zip code. Okay, and then the zip. But make sure. Oh, you have 2 accounts there. One's for my house. One's for here. Make sure they know it's for here. And they have to text when they get here. Yeah, or they'll go to my house maybe. That's what happens.
Okay.
So because when you give them the zip, that's my house.
Oh, they'll know. I just they
don't know. You have to say
no. They'll know that it's when I say it's Tom Martino and stuff. They'll know it comes from one of the 2 places.
Yeah, you tell them, Tom Martino, you should have our. But last time, for some reason, it didn't come up in the computer. Usually it does. It could have been a dumbass.
Yeah.
So just make sure they know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, guys, I-70 is going to be closed for Mark on his way home for the motor coach. How does he get to Colorado? What should he take?
I-70 is closed where?
Everywhere. Somehow he needs to get. What is the way he would come home?
Where is he?
He's going to pick up a coach.
I know, but where?
California.
But where? That we don't know.
Yeah.
Where is your departure?
Plus, they're even machine washable and surprisingly affordable. That's walking smart. So don't walk in shoes made for something else. Walk in shoes specially designed.
I'm just asking him his departure. He said, hey, help me out here. I-70 is going to be closed for the weekend. Through Wyoming. Wait, hold on. He says I-70 closed and probably through the weekend. I don't know where it's closed. I'm thinking, what is that one I used to take above 80?
Well, 80 goes above, yeah, and then drops down through.
But then 40 is below, but the 40 is shitty.
80 is a major road, through Salt Lake City.
But where would he come down south?
Well, that's why I was curious where in California.
Let me find out. Here's I-80. Yeah, I-80 is a good road.
Yeah, it is.
So, but where does it come out of California?
I can't read it on here, but it comes out of
it comes out of
like Oakland, San Francisco.
Oh, that's too fucking far north. He has to get over to.
Goes through Reno.
I think he's in L.A.
You can take 15, runs up through Provo to Salt Lake City, and then pick up 80.
Okay, hold on. So, okay, let's think this out because he
could be dangerous. It goes through Vegas.
Yeah. Okay, so if he's going to be in the L.A. area, if he takes L.A., he takes 15. Why not 40? 40 is not terrible, actually. You know what? I would say 40.
I drove my son home from L.A. We took Route
40
10.
to I-25.
Just go south, go down south, straight
Can
to
you take-
Albuquerque. Yeah.
Can you take I-10 to I-25 and I-25? It was one turn to get there from L.A. I took I-10.
I-10?
I think that's
10 goes north-south.
Oh, it was, whatever it was, there was one that goes from...
Hold on. His
directly
departure point
east
is
from L.A.
Las Vegas. Oh, he's going to Vegas first.
Oh.
So he booked a place at Vegas Motor Coach Resort, getting some work done near there tomorrow. So he's going to be leaving from Vegas, okay, guys? So he'll be coming from Vegas.
Then I have no idea.
I would go south to 40.
I would do I too, yeah.
Otherwise, he has to go 15 all the way up to 80. That's not right.
Wait, that's a couple hundred miles out of the way.
Best way from there is I-40.
Yeah, he has to get to Kingman. It's like Highway 93 out of Vegas.
Is 93 is highway? What is it now? Highway
93 out of Vegas. It will run into 40.
Highway 93 to where?
Kingman.
Kingman.
Yep.
And then
it picks up 40 there.
I-40.
It's I-25. Albuquerque and then north. Yeah.
Kevin, when I left L.A., I took one road due east, and then it hooked up with I-25 to I-25 due north.
Yeah,
that was from L.A.
Then I-40 to where?
I-40 to I-25, Albuquerque. I see where you picked up I-10 way south. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was from L.A., not
He's going to be in Vegas already,
yeah,
so yeah,
that's
40
different.
makes more sense.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Welcome. Let's go and solve some problems, answer questions, take complaints. I'm Tom Martino, the longest running show on the air. Still on the air with the same host, doing the same thing, and let's do it, okay? This hour brought to you by Harris Family Law. That means I hope you never have to use them, actually. It's for divorce and family law issues, but the good thing about Harris Family Law, they do what's called collaborative law. Look it up. But what they do, and they're very successful, the other parties, they get to agree not to file any motions, not to really drum up any court costs, but to discuss everything. They also can do unbundled services, meaning they can just take care of an issue for you or the whole thing. Free webinars every Wednesday, harrisfamilylaw.com, and they take the sting and the heat and the anger out of a divorce, but they still fight for you. 303-515-5000. A team of attorneys to fit your circumstances. They find the best one. 303-515-5000. Now, let's continue. Jen says, okay, I bought a car, a Toyota 4Runner, 2013, maximum auto search. A written agreement said if repairs were going to be, she was going to go get it checked. If repairs are under $500, they would fix it. If over $500, they would buy it back. Now, Jen, on the buyback, was it a 100% buyback?
It doesn't say that.
Uh-oh.
It says It says they would buy it back, is what they said.
Okay. Anyway, let's get to the issue. Go ahead.
Right. It's not an issue
All right.
because I called them and told them that my mechanic gave me, for $600, would replace the calipers, which were badly needed to be done. And the manager, Cliff, okayed it.
And didn't you say there was a lot of rust, though?
There was a lot of rust. I asked my mechanic, should I still buy this? He said, it's very bad, but not the worst I've ever seen, and I think you should still buy it.
Where was the rust?
In good shape. On the bottom, because it grew up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but I don't understand. Kevin, where do they rust?
Well, anywhere in the
frame,
the bolts around the frame. There's just if it's not bad rust, I mean just a little surface stuff. Yeah.
Did he say just surface rust, Jen?
Yeah.
Anyway, where do we stand right now? How can we help you?
So so he okayed it. The mechanic replaced them, and I sent him the invoice, and he okayed the invoice and said he would get me a check. And that was like 2 months ago.
How much were the repairs? How much were the repairs? $600. He'll only pay, but they'll only pay for $500.
He okayed the estimate.
Yeah, but if we get involved, we're not going to have proof of that.
If he only paid me $500, I'd be fine.
Okay.
The problem is they will not answer my calls.
Dano, let's try to get Maximum Auto on the air right now and ask him about Jin's brake job. Did you hear the problem? They agreed to fix repairs up to $500 for her used car. Okay, it's on the. I will. Hold on. You talk to Jin. Okay, line 3, Dano. Okay, Deputy Dan's going to take a stab at this. Hold on. 303-713-TALK. Jerry's turn. Jerry, what's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, Jerry.
My mother built a house. We had a house built for her out in central Nebraska, and we had diamond coat siding put on it.
I've heard of it.
It was built in 2013, and it had a warranty that said, when you bought or looked at the sample, it was like a 30-year warranty. Of course, there's limitations or whatever with it, but it started to fade. The paint color did about 2019, so we contacted the builder, and he told us we need to contact the lumberyard where it was sourced out of. So 2020, we contacted the lumberyard, told them. They responded by saying some rep from Diamond Coat would come out and look at the house. Nobody ever did that we know of and stuff, so we continued to make more.
Let me just tell you this, okay? Diamond Coat, that warranty is from the manufacturer.
Yep.
Okay. So tell me.
What we hoped was we would have a rep from Diamond Coat come out and look at the house. From our knowledge, my mom travels in and out quite a bit and stuff like that still, but nobody ever showed up, so we contacted the lumberyard and Diamond Coat about 8 more times during this time period up to 2021. And then May 27th, 2021, someone from the lumberyard came out and actually started filing the warranty stuff on it.
So where does it stand? Let's talk about it right now. What's going on with it?
Okay, so June 9th, the Diamond Coat sends my mother a letter saying that they will pay $350 if she wants to get it repainted, or they will give us 7 gallons of paint, and that's it from their company.
What does the warranty say? I mean, you have a warranty. It's all a matter of contract, bro. So what does the warranty say?
Well, the warranty was if you had, excess fading defined, which is a change in the color greater than 5 delta E's.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you would determine that.
A painter will. Where are you located?
It's out in Lexington, Nebraska.
Ah, damn it. We have people here that can do that for you. I'm sure there's an expert that can show. It's really a scientific, it's not hard.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, if it's faded, what will they do? What does the warranty say they will do?
Well, it says during the first 7 years they would pay no more than $1 per square foot.
And how many square feet is faded?
I want to say it's 3,000.
And they will pay, wait a minute, So how do they reconcile $350?
They say that 7 gallons of their paint cost would be, which is 50, is equal to 350.
Oh.
And if we use their paint, they say we only need to put 1 coat on it.
Well, listen here, let me just put it this way, Jerry. If their warranty says it and they're doing it, then that's all they have to do.
Okay.
I mean, why did you think they should do more?
I wasn't sure which option, honestly, to pick.
Here's what I would do. Diamond coat finish, it's a gimmick, okay? I'm not telling you it's not a good paint. In fact, can we get Steve the Painter on if we get a chance here? I want to ask Steve the Painter if he's heard of it and what he thinks. Steve, if you're listening, he listens almost every day. Can you call 303-MARTINO? 303-627-8466. Let's ask him his opinion. Now, what is this $1 per square foot? I don't understand that. They would pay no more than $1 a square foot?
That's what the way I'm reading it. During the first 7 years following the date of application, in addition to Wausau Supply Company will provide the application of the coating material.
Is this Diamond Coat, K-O-T-E?
Yep.
Okay, I want to make sure. It's a 30-year. I want to read the warranty because it really is discolored due to chalking, peel, blister, eroding, discolored due to yellowing, discolored due to an excessive fade, which is more than you know what. And it says, and what year are you in?
I would say now, being that the siding was put on in 2013.
And it says, it doesn't say limited. It says the per square foot price would be reduced per the schedule below. So, geez, I don't know. And then it says the one-time surface recoating must occur within the warranty period based on the date of purchase only with Diamond Coat. And only if it was properly, blah, 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 and installed and handled according to the warranty does not cover defects caused by acts of God, but does it cover labor is what I want to know.
That's what I don't know. Because,
only applies to coated product is used. The limited warranty is in lieu of other. Listen, I have never heard of a warranty covering labor, but I can't read it while I'm on the air. People will just tune out, so I can do it during the break. Hold on a second. Let's try to get, Deputy Dan, let's try to get Steve the Painter on in a general opinion on these warranties. Hold on.
To get the most out of everything you
That's not much of a warranty, is it?
attend Forward Financial.
Here's 7 gallons of paint. Good luck.
How much time? Is there anything that should be live that's not?
Would you want to get on, Tom? Steve
the Painter.
Okay.
No, I mean, there's nothing there that you recognize as Mike. Who are they? Who's on? I mean, is there a list of them there? Okay. Got it. No, thank you. I know, but I know them. No, what I would do is text them if I saw something that should be live.
What happened with the brake reimbursement? I was on a call.
Dan's going to call the dealer, find out why they're not paying her.
Oh, she called up and they said they're not going to.
She called them. They approved $600 in repairs. She sent them the bill 2 months ago, and now it's silent.
Really?
Yeah.
But it was $600, right?
They agreed in writing to $500, but they did approve $600 when she called them, or her mechanic called them. The dealer.
But it's not in writing.
Probably not. Probably a verbal. But the 500.
Give her the 500.
Well, but she's fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, if you give me 5 of the 6, I'm great.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But they're just not communicating.
I'm getting called. I'm selling my house, and so they had the sewer line checked, and it was a break outside my. So it's the HOA's responsibility to fix it. So I need to get a letter from them so I could show the buyer that it's their responsibility.
It's their responsibility, and they will fix it.
And they will fix it.
In a timely manner.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, the whole house thing's my girlfriend and I were looking around, and we had one fall apart because of inspection, which is fine. I mean, if the house isn't going to pass, it's not going to pass.
Right.
And then we got another one, an inspection tomorrow.
Where are you looking? What part of town?
I like the west side of town.
Oh, the Lakewood area?
Yeah. But this one on disclosure, and I don't know why you get disclosures after you put down earnest money. It's like, can't we, so it's aluminum wiring in the house. It's never been attended to.
I disclosed. I mean, I didn't obviously know about the sewer break.
Sure. But I mean, you don't get the disclosures till after you put earnest money down.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So you play around on the price back and forth, agree 1% earnest, whatever.
Right.
And then you get the disclosure sheet from the owner. And I don't want to play with aluminum wiring.
Oh, is it really bad?
It can be. It's a fire hazard.
When did they start using aluminum?
They did it in the early 70s. For a couple of years, not for a lot. I experienced it with my wife when I first got married, I think a million years ago. We bought a mobile home. And those were all built in Texas, so they had a different code.
Was it prone to melting or fire? Or
the aluminum heats and contracts more than the copper, so it actually loosens itself at the receptacle.
Oh.
And then it heats up. You can actually start a fire.
Wow.
Because we had a wall, we smelled something melt like plastic 3 o'clock in the morning, and the whole wall was charred.
Wow. On the RV?
On mobile home, yeah.
Wow.
Inside, because they used aluminum wiring. I wasn't familiar with it at the time.
Wow, interesting.
So apparently the repairs, you go in and pull out every receptacle, and you got to put on a 6 or 8 inch copper with a special connector and everything else. It's really time consuming.
And probably expensive too, or you did it yourself.
But I wouldn't. Because insurance and stuff, if I did it myself and then had a problem, I wouldn't,
This warranty, it doesn't.
I take one of those sleep gels about 30 minutes before bed, and honestly, it has really helped me.
It doesn't talk anything about fucking labor, which is stupid.
One way or the other, yeah.
It really creates great energy boost. You get 30% off your first order with using the promo code KHOW, K-H-O-W. And there are things in there that...
I mean, they're fucking stupid not to do labor, not to talk about it.
What does it say, basically?
It says, Diamond Coke finishes warranty. 30 years. With normal care subject to usual weather conditions, finishes warranty not to. Finishes not warranted against damage of any kind. Finishes warranted against excess fade, finish specific, provided 24 cents a square foot for coating costs to recoat areas validated as defective. During the first 7 years, date of purchase, company will provide the material.
Stream online at KHOW.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Diamond Coat with a K, K-O-T-E. I'm looking at the warranty, and I think you're reading the warranty wrong, but I'll read it to you. And again, these things are, in my opinion, these warranties are made to be broken anyway. They suck. This house is in Nebraska, painted in 2013. For goodness sakes, it's 8 years, and there's some fading. What will they give her? 350 or 7.5 gallons of Diamond Coat. To me, that's pretty darn good. But I looked at the warranty, and it does cover a certain amount of labor if you can get it for the price. It says it will cover, listen to this, very carefully. I read this, okay? And what it says, Jerry, hold on, was it Jerry? Yeah, Jerry, you're there, right? Okay.
Yep.
It says, for the coating itself, it will pay 25 cents a square foot. Okay? And then it says a total cost of not more than $125 a foot. It will provide for the application of the coating material limited to the total cost. So that tells me $1 a foot for the labor, 25 a square foot for the coating. But after 8 years, and it's been 8 years, right? 13.
Correct.
Okay. Hold on. They'll only pay 85% of that, which is $1.07 a square foot, which means 25 cents per square foot for the coating, and then the whatever's left, the 75, 70, 82 cents they'll pay for the labor. Okay, that's the way I'm reading it. Okay, so if you take the total number of footage you have there, that's bad. Did they say 3,000 feet? Who said 3,000 feet? You said that. Do you have 3,000 square feet?
I'm guessing that's what it is.
Well, what size is the home?
Well, the interior's, let's say, 5,000 square feet.
Oh, okay. That's a big house. 3,000 square feet, let's say, times $1.07. I mean, where are they getting off paying you $350? I have no freaking idea. Even by their own calculation, they're wrong.
Okay.
I mean, that's the way I read it. What I'd like you to say to them, I'd like you to say, I want you to show me in the warranty the wording that justifies that price. Because what I see is in year 8, you're going to pay 85% of a total cost of $1.25 to be at $1.07, and that's what I should get. Steve the painter, have you heard of Diamond Coat with a K?
No, I have not, and I know Hardy Board has that same type of product because it does come to the job pre-painted, and they do the same thing. They guarantee their siding for not to fade. But the question is, what color is the house now? What color is that house?
I would say it's an ash gray.
Like a dark-colored gray?
Fairly dark. What's that?
Yeah.
Dark.
With that being a dark gray or a dark green, the pigment in that when they pregnate it fades. It's just known to fade, and I'm concerned if there's any other homeowners out there that are having the same problem with that color of paint.
Well, here's the deal, okay? Jerry, I think, strictly going by what I'm seeing here, for Diamond Coat, that's Kote, I'm seeing that they owe you more than, I don't know where they're getting off at $350.
Did he notify them before the 8th year, even though it's now in the 8th year?
We started this process in the 7th year.
Okay.
So 2020.
During the first 7 years, following the date of purchase, it will provide the application of the coating material limited to the total cost of not more than $125. I would take him to small claims court. I swear to God I would. I don't see an out for them here. I don't.
Okay. Say, Tom?
Yeah.
Has he gotten bids? I think he said the house is in Nebraska. Has he gotten bid from painting contractors to see what the price would be to repaint it?
Well, first of all, they're going to give him a price with paint. And they've already said they're not going to spend more. They've already said, they've covered themselves. They're not paying more than 25 cents a square foot for the actual material, no matter what. They're not going to pay more than that.
It sounds too cheap for me.
Well, that's what they say they're going to do, 25 cents a foot. Now, in all years, 25 cents. Well, no, not really. That 25 cents a foot is included in the total cost per square foot. In year 7, it's $1.25. In year 8, $1.07. In year 9, 94 cents. In year 10, 82 cents. You know what? Here's the deal. I want you to call me back, Jerry, okay? You know that we get back to you, as we did today. I want you to contact them. Did you see this warranty?
Just what my mother's trying to send over.
You need to look at this warranty. 30-year no-fade limited warranty, Diamond Coat, building products. And you need to go, it's very plainly written. And you tell them you're taking them to small claims court if they don't come through. and it should be $125 a foot because that's when you contacted them. And then call us back, and we'll put somebody on it. But I think you have a strong case. Now, in general, I understand what you're saying, Steve. You're saying that these things are gimmicks.
Oh yeah, they prorate that, and any other painting supplier, they prorate it. It doesn't matter where you get your paint from; they'll prorate it as the years go by.
But what do you think about these 30-year warranties on coatings? They call them coatings, not paint. Really, what are they?
Well,
is it a gimmick?
It is a gimmick because the way they work it is their way out is like you did not apply the paint correctly. They will come up with something to where the contractor did something wrong. It was not a very good substrate, so they say no, it was the painter's fault. You're on your own, and it really is. You really need to know what you're putting on there, how you're applicating it. So
here's what I'm going to do. Get me your email address, Jerry, off the air. Dano, get his email. I'm going to send him the warranty. I downloaded it for you. Okay, Jerry? Yeah, he's listening. Jerry, you there, bro? You're there, right? Exciting. Yeah, hold on. Get your email to Dan. 303-713-8255. All right, now, what is going on, Tanner, with real estate? What's happening? Tanner?
Hello?
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, Tanner?
Hey, so I have a situation. I'm a owner of a rental property, and we're trying to get AC unit onto the roof, and we need to use a crane to do that. And we can't get the HOA to help us with moving vehicles out of 4 parking spots. And we've had the crane come out once, and we couldn't get the vehicles moved, and I can't pay $900 to have the crane come out again and not,
Wait a minute.
If the vehicles
Wait
are
a
going to be
minute.
in those spots or
Is
not.
this private parking? Is this? Hold on. Hold on a sec. This might be okay, that's somebody picked up a line. You're there, Tanner, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the deal. Is this a private subdivision behind a gate or private streets?
No, it's not private. Well, the spots are allocated for the people in the units, but the HOA...
Hold on. When you say you own a rental property, is it a house or is it a condo?
It's a condo.
Okay, now I understand. Now I understand what you're saying. I get it. So, it's a condo. Each unit has an air conditioning system on the roof?
Well, the 2 upstairs units have them on the roof, and then the downstairs units have them,
I get it.
level.
I get it. That's why you need the HOA or the management company to clear a spot for you to park the crane. I get it. Hold on. Let's examine that coming up.
Put a piece of paper on the windshield.
Buy them all a pizza.
Or just say, could you please move the car? I need the space from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock on Thursday. Just put it on the windshield.
This is terrible.
That's expensive, too, to get a crane out there and then turn them around.
Audible.
The HOA may not even know whose car it is. If it's a guest...
They may not have any authority.
Well, no, I think what he wants them to ask them, not to...
I know. Because if they're blank, you could always cordon it off. But they're all different times. That's going to be terrible. Terrible.
Because probably nowhere else to park. They didn't park there. Most of those places are challenging to park anywhere.
Well, I know my HOA, there are multiple areas for guest parking. So they're pretty close to each other. So if I put a thing on a windshield, let's say, could you please use this other guest spot from 9 to 12 on Thursday, I think they would do it. And it may be that simple for this guy.
Popular podcast and more. Start listening free with a 30-day trial at audible.com.
The Art of Granite. Mitch Floria. Granite, quartz, marble, any other countertop you want, you can get wholesale at The Art of Granite. And then you only pay for fabrication and installation. But let me tell you what that means. He will tear out and haul away everything free. That's no small deal. There's sometimes disposal charges with other companies, not with The Art of Granite. And he'll do the bathroom vanity when you have the kitchen done. He'll even give you a price on the phone because he's proud of his values. If you're looking for countertops of any kind, theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919. That's 386-5919. Also on referralist.com. Maximum Auto Search didn't answer? Come on, you mother. You said you left a message, right, bro?
Investigative journalist William Phelps searches for the truth behind the tragedy of July 4th weekend, 1981. A massive fire engulfs a farmhouse in America's heartland. 4 members of a wealthy Ohio...
You know, they got a mess on their hands with this fucking defund police, disrespect police. Yeah. Now you got crime going on.
It's ridiculous.
Because people are getting the message that nobody gives a shit. You're a criminal, you're fine. Yeah. Whoever thought it would be hip to be a criminal?
Well, they just spectacularize homelessness and everything else. I mean, it's, you know, see those guys carrying the stuff out of, was it TJ Maxx in LA? Just Arnold's
with zero repercussions.
Yep. Their employees are told not to confront them.
That's right.
Yep.
And apparently in California, if you steal, you hold what they said, if it's less than $9.50,
$9.50 is a misdemeanor.
It's a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
So people are just walking off with stuff in all of these stores in San Francisco, and nobody's doing anything about it.
Will take tremendous care of you. And one of the things that I love about Aspenwood Dental, especially for my wife, is that they do the complicated stuff like implants and the more common family dentistry stuff like...
I mean, anybody who moves to California needs to have their head examined.
All in one modern, friendly office full of friendly...
It's really off the rails out there. It's crazy.
What is Mike Lewis?
AspenwoodDental.com. That's AspenwoodDental.com.
If you're an HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats.
Got it, bro. Got it.
But not anymore. Banter HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data and automates countless tasks. This can focus on people, not paperwork. Banter HR frees you from switching, so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all your hats, you're ready for Banter. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Banter HR is a dream. Let us free up your time and put your data pushing paperwork off. So you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Try PC Magazine's top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/Denver. This is a limited offer only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/Denver. That's bamboohr.com/Denver. Rick Edelman, #1 New York Times best-selling author and founder of Edelman Financial Engine. 6 questions on his radio show.
I did. I have a question if they get a monthly income or a lump sum. Which do you think is better?
Well, the monthly check is only as safe as your employer's ability to pay it. And that will never rise, so inflation will grow its value. You have to access the principal, and when you die, the money stops, even if you die tomorrow. So we usually recommend the lump sum. You get to invest the money however you want and generate your own income. You have full access anytime, and whatever's left over will be your spouse or kids. For some workers, the monthly option is better, so you should keep it up.
So I just called him back again, Michael Lewis, Maximum Auto Search.
My guy Steve Moss says, oh, there he is. Good. Tell him that he'll hold. I'm going to plug his thing again. He's our writer. Okay,
Right.
Thanks, man. I got it.
Okay. But Michael Lewis, he said he can't hold.
No, I got it. I'm going to go right to him.
Spread the news and get paid. JP Distribution is hiring deliverers for the Denver Post, Boulder Daily Camera, Longmont Times Call, Loveland.
Cleveland Indians changed their name to the Guardians.
I think that's crazy. What? The Cleveland Guardians. Now, the Cleveland Indians baseball team, starting next season, will be the Cleveland Guardians.
Call Alicia at 720-4.
Why not have a team named after you? Why is that a dishonor? I don't know.
Everything is offensive. Yeah.
You think Notre Dame is ever going to change theirs? No way.
The Fighting Irish?
Yeah, that's the same as the Cleveland Indians.
Well, the cartoon.
Tom Martino here. I want to go right to somebody from Maximum Auto Search. and we certainly appreciate them cooperating to come on the air. That always is a good sign with a business. You know, earlier today, we had one of the owners of Medved, the Medved Auto Complex. You know, prior to this new ownership, they never addressed consumer problems. And my hat's off to them, honest to God, man. When we can have a relationship with businesses to solve problems, everyone wins. Everyone. And right now, Micah, thank you for coming on. Thank you. Maximum Auto Search. It's a very simple question. Jen said, by the way, I love this agreement you made. If you made this agreement, Jen says she bought a car from you guys, and she had an agreement that if the repairs were going to be under $500, you take care of them. Over $500, you buy it back. I like that. I mean, I don't know if you do that regularly. How do you normally handle a used car if someone does want to have it checked out, Micah?
Well, we certainly don't have any issue with anybody going to take a car to get it checked out.
Good.
And a lot of people do that, and we have no problem with that.
Good.
You know, some people want. Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say some people want to buy the car right now, and so but they want to have it checked out. So we'll do an agreement like that based on if they take it and their mechanic finds something.
That was a good agreement. I don't have a problem with that agreement. Hey, Micah, another question. Are you having a terrible time finding used cars right now?
It is very, very difficult. It's very challenging. We are advertising for used cars everywhere. So if anybody's got a car they want to sell, and we'd like the opportunity to buy it.
What are you looking for?
We sell just about everything. So it doesn't matter if it's a $5,000 car or a $100,000 car. We'll make you an offer on it. So, and we pay more than CarMax or Carvana or Vroom or any of those guys.
Okay,
so give us
good.
An opportunity.
Now listen, on this deal, do you remember that deal with Jen?
I do, and I understand from talking to your producer that she has not gotten a check yet for some brake repair that she was promised. And unfortunately, I did not have a chance to get my comptroller on the line to see where that check is at. But I'm happy to check on it.
So you're not denying it. You're not. Jen, he's on the air right now saying he knows that he owes you the money and is going to get it done. So I think that's pretty cool, right?
Well, I've reminded him initially when I spoke to him, he texted me that he was sending me a check the next week. And after 2 weeks, I began texting him back so that he could see that he promised to send me this check. I texted him 2 more times since then, and I don't even get a response from him.
All right, let's give him a chance. I'm going to chalk that up for lack of communication. Let's give him a chance to get this done. And then, Jen, we're going to stay in touch with you, okay? Because really, Micah, what's your position there? Micah?
I'm the general manager. I run the company.
Okay, so you're the man. Okay, fine. So basically, Jen, I don't think he would come on and say this, that he's going to get it done if he's not going to get it done. So we'll stay in touch with you, okay, Jen?
Yeah, Jen, listen, I apologize. I don't. I know that we had one communication, and if you haven't gotten your check yet, no problem. That's what I said. I'm happy to check and find out because it's all turned in, and occasionally checks come back, and it's just a matter of finding it and getting it handled. So pretty simple deal. I apologize to you that you haven't gotten it yet, and I'll take 100% of the responsibility for it. Let me get it handled.
All right, now you call yourself Maximum Auto Search. Does that mean I come to you and you're going to find a car for me, or do you have them on the lot?
Well, we've got about 250 cars currently in inventory, but if we don't have what you're looking for, we can certainly help you source it, and that's all over the country.
Okay, I want to ask you something. See what you got yourself into? I want to ask you a question. I saw. This is a real deal. I promise to God I'm not lying. There was a new Mercedes G-Wagon,
2021 for sale at Mercedes-Benz of Littleton. This is for real. The list price was way more than it used to be. The list alone, the MSRP is $190,000. Do you know how much they were asking for that with the supplemental, the added dealer profit? What do you think? Just give me a guess, Micah. What do you think?
I'm going to say 220.
Oh, really? That would be wonderful because I'd probably no, I wouldn't. Listen, Micah, listen, I'm not kidding. And I'd like to be there to have the person admitted to the insane asylum when they buy it. It's the markup, the dealer markup on top of the MSRP of $190,000. The dealer markup was $110,000. Okay, I know. Is that now? Can they be? Listen, I know I was looking to replace mine, and I talked to Westminster, and they said because I was such a great customer back several months ago, they were going to let me have one for $35,000 over. I mean, is this real? Is this happening with a lot of cars?
You know, I'll tell you, the market is super challenging right now. I've been doing it for 27 years, and I've never seen anything quite like it. Prices are definitely high. There's a lack of inventory, and so, you know, it's like with everything else. If there's no supply and high demand, well, then, you know.
Okay. Well, okay. So listen, Micah, if you could hold on, Dan just wants to touch base with you, and then we'll let you go. Dan, you got to take him right now. All right. Thank you, Micah. 303-713-8255. Okay, now we have a lot more to talk about, but this really piqued my interest right here. This thing, Tim, what is a dental horror story? Is this where you went to a dentist and it was a dentist of horrors?
Yes, it was.
Can you just name, we'll come back to the story, name the dentist, the dental place.
This is Brandon Broad, DDS, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry in Commerce City, Colorado.
Now, I want people to be fair and not to draw judgment until we come back to this.
Tell your smart device to...
Are they going to text when the pizza is here? The pizza? That was Brooklyn.
That's Brooklyn for pizza.
You know, when my first wife, Donna, and I were moving to Florida, we moved to North Carolina for a while. Believe it or not, I worked at WRAL in Raleigh, but we went. I got to do a spot. We pull into a gas station. Oh my God. We felt like we were in a foreign country, North Carolina. The guy says, "Chicken in the hood. Chicken in the hood." And she says, "Excuse me? Chicken in the hood?" Chicken in the hood. And we're saying, "Do you want me to check in the hood?" He meant check the oil. Right. Okay. Because they didn't have self-service. Chicken in the hood.
I have that same problem with on that AARP when I get people from Alabama and Georgia.
Right now, hold on. You know, when I tell you I'm a patient somewhere and I use a service or I buy a product, it's really honest to God true. Colorado Pain Care, Dr. Mogan took care of me. Immediately when I went in there, he knew the area was hurting and he gave me an injection. You know, and yeah, it was some numbing medicine and it was some steroids. And he said, "Tom, this is not a cure. This is just to get you over the hump." What it does is sometimes if your body doesn't have pain, you can heal faster and better. And then you can start some physical therapy because you're not in excruciating pain. Now, this was after he examined some imagery from earlier and knew it wasn't anything really serious. ColoradoPainCare.com, people of action and compassion. And I love their physical therapy. They work with all major insurance, any healthcare provider, 303-GOT-PAIN. That's the message, 303-GOT-PAIN. So anyway, then, hold on, we weren't done. We go to another store, I swear to God.
Although the lowest rate may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high rate credit cards, car loans, or other high interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Season after season, quality's the reason people trust K&H Home Solutions. Beautiful windows, siding and doors, roofing, gutters, and more.
The oldest, most reliable home remodeling company in Denver, 65 years strong. K&H Home Solutions. Hi, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino for K&H, the company I've been promoting 40 years. And the most durable company has the most durable products, like Everlast Siding. A lifetime of durability and a palette of beautiful colors. For a limited time, 25% off Everlast. Even better, 25% off their entire line of windows and doors too. Schedule your own appointment online, khwindows.com. They'll come to you. No obligation. khwindows.com.
K&H Home Solutions has what you're looking for.
It costs nothing to be kind. In fact, it actually pays. By donating plasma at BioLife Plasma Services, your kindness enables someone else to live more fully. And just imagine the difference you could make if you could take the $900 you could earn in the first month and donate it to your favorite charity. Or buy a school teacher supplies. Or buy everyone in your neighborhood noise-canceling headphones because your granddaughter is learning a recorder. She has to get better soon, right? BioLife. There's purpose in your plasma. Visit biolifeplasma.com to learn more.
Right now, get a complete whole house electrical inspection for just $21. Turn to the experts you trust. Plumbline Services, earning trust in the metro area more than 20 years. Any problem, from a bad outlet to a complete panel upgrade. No one really notices their electrical system until there's a major problem. Don't wait. Plumbline is founded on faith and leadership. Make your appointment now online at plumlineservices.com. No phone call, no wait. That's plumlineservices.com. Service at home. Servants at heart.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Homeowners experiencing pipe leaks or low water pressure? Is your water bill unexpectedly high? These are signs of pipe failure due to old corroded pipes. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high...
Irish mix. Everybody talked like that.
But you didn't take it anyway.
I mean, you go to an Irish bar and the guy, hey, you son of a bitch, Mick, get over here. Yeah. Nobody got like crazy about it.
No.
But I'm wondering if really, I don't know, was that a way to like keep it from building up when people talked like that? Did they? Was it like
I think
better or was it worse?
It was descriptive more than anything.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I urge you to stick around. I'm going to really take all of your calls and help you all, and I'm going to try to do it quickly. Somebody told me the other day, Tom, don't spend so much time on some of these calls. I took you at your word. And if you ever want to make suggestions for the show, you think you can make it better, tune out. No, I'm just kidding. Give us a call at any time. Tim, what happened, man, with this dental thing? Tell me. Had you been going to the dentist for a while? Well, what's the problem? And what happened, man? What happened? Well, wait, hold on. Hold on. You needed, so the condition of your teeth when you went in, tell me about that. Did you have teeth? On the bottom. Okay, so on the bottom, you only had 7 original teeth. Okay. No, I get it. And what were you doing? Were you getting them replaced? Okay. What were you going to do? Was he going to make a whole new denture for the bottom then that he had to add 7 more? Or were you going to have 2 partials? Okay, so what happened? You went in basically for bottom dentures, okay? 7 teeth were bad. Hey man, why are your teeth so bad? Are you not taking care of your teeth or what? Or is it hereditary? Well, okay. Can I ask you something, Tim? Tim, I'm just curious more than anything. Did you do regular dental visits through your life or you couldn't afford it? What about meth? Did you ever do meth? Okay. So anyway, Tim, let's get right to this horror story. You were having bottom dentures made, and what happened? But wait a minute. You don't do that the same visit. They take out your teeth. They have to build that up, man, right? I mean, were you expecting the same?
Impressions, everything of my teeth before.
Okay, I got it. So you were going in for the final fitting.
Right. They were gonna have the denture ready. Got it. Okay, and I laid on this table, fully expecting that, waiting. Actually, I was on the table for an hour after my appointment time, for the sole purpose of making sure the the teeth were correct.
So what do you mean a table? It wasn't a dental chair?
No, yeah, excuse me, a dental chair.
Okay.
But, and I was, they had me Novocained up and waiting for it, but the denture there waiting was late from the lab. And I was here all this time waiting it for the sole purpose of them.
I get it.
To verify
then
that
what
it was correct.
Then what happens?
Well, it took me a long time to find out what happened, and I finally found out what happened.
What?
But they pulled my teeth and they stuffed gauze in my mouth and pushed me out the door and told me.
Wait, Tim. You told me they had already taken impressions and this was a final fitting. But you're saying but those 7 teeth were still in your mouth, the ones that they were supposed to remove?
No, they weren't there when I walked out the door.
No, not when you walked out the door, but how do you walk? Please answer this. I'm confused, and I really want to help you, but help me here. You said you walked in for a final fitting, meaning...
No, it wasn't. This wasn't a final fitting. What I was waiting... They were supposed to give me the teeth, and I waited.
But how did they give you the teeth when you still had the 7 they were replacing? I'm not understanding you.
Could you let me explain myself?
Go ahead.
Sir?
Go ahead.
Okay. They had it ready. They had the denture already ready to put in my mouth, but they could not pull my teeth until they verified that it was a correct fit. I mean, everything that was correct before they pulled the teeth. So if there was a problem, they had something left to make another impression, to make another set. Okay?
Tim, was this new set, Tim, you don't mind me asking questions, I have to. Was this, because when we fight, we want to know we have your back. We want to know the story. So you told me they made an impression with those original 7 teeth still in there, even though those original 7 teeth were meant to come out. So this new, but how do they possibly fit a new denture and check a new denture when those 7 teeth are in the way?
Well, they had to verify that denture was correct before they could even pull the teeth.
Okay, hold on. No matter what, we're not gonna I'm not going to get that, so I'm going to move on. I'll move on beyond that, okay? If you hang on, I'll assign someone to this to help you out. Mike, your speakers, we're going to help you. The Rock and Roll Brewery plug for this Saturday. You're going to want to hear it. And then a custody issue, all of that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Let's go eat, guys. Come on, brothers.
He's crazy. You can't put.
Get your pizza.
Your pizza.
To get the most out of everything you've paid into Social Security, attend Allworth Financial's 5 Steps to Managing Your Social Security workshop. This no-cost workshop is designed for people with $500,000 or more in assets and within 5 years of retirement. This is our most popular workshop, so space is limited. Join us in Highlands Branch, Lakewood, Boulder, and Broomfield. Secure your seat today at 855-918-2181 or allworthfinancial.com/workshop. Portions of the following program are pre-recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
Coming up at 5 after the hour, listen for your chance to win $1,000 on KHOW Denver.
ABC News, I'm Will Carr. States and cities seeing a sharp rise in COVID cases are re-implementing safety measures as the Delta variant spreads. In Texas, the city of Austin is moving into its second highest level of restrictions, meaning anyone, whether vaccinated or not, should mask up even outdoors, and unvaccinated residents should avoid all gatherings. In Tokyo, the opening ceremony was scaled back due to the pandemic, but still shined. The Summer Olympic Games now underway. ABC's Jim Ryan is in the Japanese capital.
Wearing matching clothing reflecting the nations they represent, athletes from 205 countries march into a 68,000-seat arena to music, color, and seats that are nearly empty. These games will go down as the COVID Olympics. Masks are mandatory, social distancing is the norm, and while demonstrators outside the venue call for the cancellation of the world's biggest sporting event because of its potential as a super spreader, Olympic Games Executive Director Christoph Dubé tells ABC News,
"There's no scenario in which they can be canceled."
This is ABC News. There's been heavy security today in the hometown of Haiti's slain president for a private funeral. This followed violent protests and fears of political unrest in the Caribbean country. Jovenel Moise was shot to death earlier this month in an attack at his home. His wife still recovering from her injuries. There's a huge price tag to fix Germany's national railway after that deadly flooding last week. Details from ABC's Tom Rivers at the foreign desk.
The assessment is preliminary, but it offers a glimpse of the extent of the devastation. The affected rail system is going to need at least $1.5 billion to repair the immense damage. Railway operator Deutsche Bahn says more than 50 bridges, as well as energy and lighting systems and station elevators are in need of repair or replacement. The company is confident of fixing 80% of the damaged infrastructure by the end of this year. Tom Rivers, ABC News of the Foreign Desk.
Will Carr, ABC News.
Alright, I admit, before I started using Dawn Platinum, I'd do anything to avoid washing dishes, not even cereal in a paper cup. But now with Dawn Platinum, I turn a corner. I'm an adult, using real, actual dishes. Why? Because cleanup is so darn easy. Platinum is so powerful, it breaks down and removes up to 99% tough grease and food residue faster. In just a couple of wipes, tough messes are gone. I'm done before I know it. Boom. Dawn Platinum makes cleanup so darn easy.
Great values are happening now during low summer savings. Save on select appliance special values. Plus, save an additional $50 when you buy 2 or more appliances, $396 or more. You'll also find new lower prices on ceiling fans, landscape lighting, and more. So shop Lowe's today. In-store must-ask cashier to apply discount. Must purchase 2 or more appliances, each totaling $396 or more. Can't be combined with more discounts. Savings varies based on eligible total purchase. See Lowe's.com for restrictions. Valid 7/15 through 8/4. U.S. only.
KHOW News Time, 12:03.
No. They hit that wall so hard, I thought they were out of the wall.
From farmers and ranchers to city dwellers and Indian tribes, we all have a role to use water wisely, manage our resources with every community in mind, work collaboratively, and respect each other during this challenging time.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
From the Bedford Sports Traffic Center, a couple incidents coming in right now down in the Tech Center area. There's an accident, it sounds like it may even be a car fire, southbound I-25, making your approach to Arapahoe Road. It's jamming back traffic to around 225, and an accident on 225 between Yosemite and Parker Road. The left lane is blocked, expect delay. Denver weather, 30% chance of scattered thunderstorms this afternoon with a high of 93, a threat of flash flooding in the burn areas of the mountains, and then for the weekend, more of the same, highs in the low 90s with a chance of an afternoon shower. Currently it's 89. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHOW.
Shift hiring gears with Indeed. They go beyond the resume with 135 skills tests that help candidates show their abilities on things like computer proficiency or customer service. Indeed skills tests reduce hiring time by 27% on average. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hey, let me take a minute and talk about Blue Sky CBD. It has really been working for my aches and pains. And Blue Sky CBD, the more that I am aware of how much it is helping, the more I like it. And I told you about the balm I've used. I had a shoulder injury recently. I continue to use the balm on my shoulder, and it really helps me. I use tinctures in the morning for clarity, energy, and simple inflammation reduction. But now what I've really liked is the sleep gels. I've always had a problem sleeping, right? But I take one of those sleep gels about 30 minutes before bed, and honestly, it has really helped me relax and sleep. Also, let me talk about the Pro Gels, which are designed for athletes to use pre and post workout. It really creates great energy boost. You get 30% off your first order with using promo code KHOW, KHOW, and there are things in there that I really believe you will like and will help you. 30% off your first order by using promo code KHOW. Is Blue Sky CBD at bluesky-cbd.com.
Multiple offers in 72 hours. It's the Dan Kaplan Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Come on now, be honest, with the Olympics gearing up, are you rooting against American athletes who kneel during the national anthem? And with Shake Shack now moving up to DIA and in and out in Colorado, where is, who has the best cheeseburger in Colorado? Join me at 4.
It's your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword EASY to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Participate to apply in this nationwide contest. That's EASY to 200-200.
Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. You know who wrote that song? Well, of course, ZZ Top's, but not really, because this was redone a little. Playing all those instruments, and that was your voice, Steve?
Yes, sir. No, not my voice, all the instruments. I hired a very good vocalist from a local band. He's a pretty high-profile guy, and I don't want to say his name and without talking to him.
He's really, really good, and you're good. And listen,
it's fun. I like doing things.
Here's what I want to do, though.
Anybody ever needs anything like that, or some kind of jingle? Matter of fact, we're on the subject. Do you know how to get to the tree farm, Tom?
Yes. Did you write that?
Well, I wrote it and played all the instruments on that. That's a client of mine for probably over 25 years. Great company. They're like family to me. They're a good, and the 50-cent tree sale is coming up in a few weeks.
Okay, so tell us about. Listen, real quick, Steve. I really want to do a project with you. I swear to you, I really do. I want to do something where we do a version of a song, and I play the drums, and just you and me, and maybe we'll get your singer. It's going to be fun. I have an idea. It's going to be fun. And Steve, you also brew beer. rockandrollbrewery.com. It's either rock with the N, rock and roll brewery. Oh, not .com. I'm sorry, .beer. rockandrollbrewery.beer or
actually it's not Rock and Roll Brewery. It's rockandroll.beer.
I'm sorry. Rockandroll.beer is even better.
I didn't put the brewery in there just because it's extra word.
It's actually better. Rockandroll.beer. Thank you. And it's either with the N or the word AND. But just real quick now, I want you to plug your event one last time so people tomorrow night, they're looking for something fun to do. Explain it.
Okay, well, this is you can't think of a better way to spend a night with your family. If you go to a movie, you spend a certain amount of money. This is about the same cost as a movie. Going to the NASCAR track, Colorado National Speedway, north of Denver, exit 232, just not about a half hour north of Denver.
Let them Google it. Colorado National Speedway. What's happening there?
Colorado, and you can go to coloradospeedway.com to get advance tickets, or you can just go there and buy them. And starting at 6:30 is the race, and there's super late models. There's super stocks, which are older cars, but they're pretty fast. And then there's pure stocks, which is I sponsored this year. My brewery sponsored that division. Those are new drivers, up and coming, new drivers. And then you got the crazy, wild figure eights crashing at the end. So it's non-stop NASCAR action for 4 or 5 hours for the price of taking your family to the movie. They have good food there. And then the best thing is, right next to their beer garden is going to be my beer tent, Rock and Roll Brewery on it, and we're going to have high-quality craft beer. I've been doing this for almost 40 years. The most picky beer enthusiasts can drink my beer, and they are going to say good things about it.
Okay, give them a code word to give you, so you give them something special.
I have these little Zombie Jam coasters, beer coasters that I designed, and I'm going to give the first 50 people one free. But if you give me a code word,
Martino, Martino,
Class X.
Okay, Class X.
Make it hard. That used to be my old band with my old brewery.
Class X. I like it, AXE. I love that.
If you do that, if you say that, I'll give you 4 calls.
All right, where do people get more information for the event tomorrow night? Where do they go?
My website is rockandroll.beer, and you can look at the events page, or you can go to Facebook, Rock and Roll Brewery on Facebook, and everything will be there. And, we'd love to see you.
All right, thank you. Rockandroll.beer, and look for the event tomorrow night, Steve. And if you need a creative agency for jingles and songs, it's a Steve Moss agency, and you can go to rockandroll.beer and then just look for Steve there and contact him. Listen, and we'll talk about his agency another time, but we can't thank him enough for doing that open theme song. It's not tripping any kind of copyrights because the bots are listening for different words.
Well, it's funny, the tree farm, it sticks in your head.
No, he did that. Yeah, he's really good. Okay, so listen, we'll go back to a horror story on dentists, but first, I must take this one guy who's been waiting long time, and then we'll go back. Ben, I noticed you were waiting just a little longer than the guy with the dental horror story, so I want to take you first, go back to him. What's going on, man? What's happening, and how can we help you, Ben? Are you there, Ben?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What's going on? Listen, I can come back if you need me to. You want me to take you now or not?
No, this is fine. Thank you.
Okay, hold on. Somebody picked up the phone again. Let me just get this right. Hold on. Hold on a sec. Let me just get somebody off the other line. Okay, somebody disconnected. Oh, no, he didn't. There he is. Okay, Ben, so tell me about your custody issue. Go ahead. Oh, man. Ben?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Here? Okay. So, me and the mother of my children, we split up, and obviously, and she ended up leaving the state. I'm just going to be upfront and straightforward with you. wrestling with an addiction right now. And
okay, what kind of addiction, by the way, Ben? What kind of addiction?
Meth.
God, that's a hard one. I've helped a lot of people with addictions through my connections. I really have. I mean, some people, they get back to me after years and have been doing good. Some people don't. I'm not going to joke with you, man. Meth is the hardest one in the world, the hardest one right now. So, Ben, the baby mom, were you married to her?
We weren't married. We were together for a long time.
Okay, how long were you together?
We were together 6 years.
Okay, how old's your baby? How old's your baby?
So we have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and she's pregnant with another one.
Oh, my God. Anyway, what can we do for you?
So the situation is like I'm going through this DHS case, and I'm just not getting a fair shake, you know?
What do you mean by that? What are you trying to accomplish that you're not getting a fair shake? If they're taking away visiting and all of that in custody, they often will with a bad addiction. Is that what you're talking about?
So it's just the situation is that like I was doing good, I was doing great, and then she left the state, and with an open custody case, just let her do it. Then they sent the kids to her, or to her parents, but pretty much to her.
They changed venue is what you're saying. They changed the location, right?
Yeah, but they're still monitored under El Paso custody, or El Paso DHS. And literally, they would pay for round-trip tickets for her when the kids were here to come down, but I couldn't get a bus pass. And
wait a minute, the state doesn't pay for air tickets. You're wrong.
Well, it's called a care portal.
Okay, Ben, what is the issue right now? Okay, we have the mom's living in another state. Where'd she go?
She left to Washington State.
Okay, now, what I need to know is what is going on that you need help with.
I need representation. You know, my lawyer is not representing my best interest.
What are you trying to accomplish is what I'm getting at.
I am trying to just get my services and get the things that I need done. Like I begged my case manager to put me in rehab back in April, and no response. She's ordered by the judge to be in contact with me at least once a month, and it's gone 2+ months without her even responding to me. My lawyer is appointed through DHS. And
you know what? I am shocked. You get representation free for a divorce or custody issue? I've never known that was, I mean, I know people get public defenders, but I never knew for civil cases there is free representation. I mean, it sounds pretty good to me. You're getting free representation. Now, I know you don't like the representation, but you're getting free representation. Is that right?
It is correct. But the thing is like I said, she is not representing my interests. She's not speaking up in court. She's not telling me my rights. And
no, I get it. I get it. Now,
one of 3.
Did the court put any stipulations on you as far as urine and drug tests?
Yeah, so I have to be clean and sober for 90 days, and I have to go to individual therapy.
Have you done that yet? And don't BS me. It's just you and me right now. I'm serious. I mean, I'm not going to talk to social services. What I'm saying. Have you been clean? How long? Honestly, honest to God, how long you been clean?
So I am currently still struggling.
Okay.
With the addiction.
When was the last time? When was the last time? This morning? Today?
2 or 3 days ago.
Okay, listen.
You know, I keep trying to quit.
Ben, of course you do. Ben, that's what addiction is. But I want to know something. If you can't be clean for 90 days, all of this other stuff is moot, is what I'm saying. Hold on. We got to just hit you between the eyes with reality. We'll help you if you help yourself. Hold on.
Sorry, I was late. I was asleep in my car taking a nap.
No, man, don't apologize to me. But I think Shannon was a little concerned.
Is it hard to get into rehab? I mean,
well, hold on now. It depends. I mean, I've never heard of the state. Why is he getting all this help?
Yeah, lawyers.
I mean, that's good.
Good, but everything he says though is somebody else's fault.
I want to talk about ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan, and I mean that. Ideal home loans is so good. I wonder why other people don't just copy them. It's not like impossible. Brent Ivinson is doing something that I can't believe people aren't taking advantage of. And that is, he is doing the interest rate guarantee. You're crazy if you don't refi with them. Because if rates go down, they'll do it again, free of charge. Why not do it? Don't wait. Rates are very, very low. And you don't even have to go back to 15 or 30. You can pick whatever term you want. So they have the interest rate guarantee, and they have to pick your own term. All of this, including a pre-approval, and you can't beat it. IdealHomeLoans.com. A pre-approval is like a cash deal. You can close within days if you find a house. People know you're approved. It's better than even pre-qualification because you're approved. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. And speaking of mortgages, you got to find the house first. And in this competitive market, do you know people are snatching up homes and putting offers even if they're not sure they want it? Do you realize that? Here's what you need to do. Get someone on your side that knows this market. Someone with respect. When they write an offer, people listen. And the guy who knows how to ferret out all of those good deals before everyone else. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Okay. I think, okay, so Deputy Doc,
yes.
You mentioned something. We were talking about something I wanted to ask you again. In your practice, you would then see women even if they're not getting pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought you were only concentrating on babies.
Nobody does just babies. So we basically
you manage women's health care.
Women's health care.
And then it got to be like males were like almost. I mean, it's like every.
Yeah, the whole paradigm changed.
Yeah, women wanted to go to women.
Exactly. So I was lucky enough that I was able to retire when that happened. But for years, very few men were going into the field because they knew they couldn't get work, or they couldn't make a living.
Physician-approved, completely private, app-based program designed for those who want to cut back on drinking without having to quit completely, using a combination of medical.
So, Kevin, when you went up to the mountains, what kind of poker did you play? What stakes?
There was a 2-5 game.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if I got to Vegas, depending on what's going on out there, just like those mini tournaments they run and things like that. I like playing out there because you get the kids playing out there that are uber aggressive.
Well, good. We have a Monday night game. I'll invite you if we have an opening.
Yeah, cool.
It's a great, really nice bunch of guys.
Oh, yeah.
They're all professionals.
No,
$500 buy-in. Yep. And we play one round of No Limit Hold'em and one round of PLO 8.
Oh, okay.
So it's a fun game.
Cool.
Dano just emailed you, bro, the warranty and for the diamond coat. Then I'm also, you can send that to him. Then I'm going to send you in a separate one, Bob Logan.
I got Bob Logan. I already told him.
What's that?
Suzanne had Bob on
his cell?
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. And he has to mention me in that work that he leads.
And I just told him don't blow anything about whistleblower or anything like that, you know, just say that you weren't happy with them.
Just work a few hours a night, 7 days a week. Must be at least 18 with a valid driver's license. Reliable
More pizza in there, guys. I'm good.
Alicia at 720-402-8643 to start now. That's 720-402-8643.
I went to Costco. I bought some of their prime New York strips. Boy, I tell you, for the price, you can't beat it. They are so good.
Just the prices, it's just
stupid. But the prices at Costco are terrific.
They're still better, yeah.
And you know, their prime is what you pay somewhere else for choice.
Yes.
And the prime, when you cook it right, they are so good. I like New York strips better than ribeyes. Ribeyes have too much fat.
There's a lot of fat, yeah. How do you like to cook yours?
Just medium.
Yeah, but I mean, what, on the grill or?
Oh, I took it in cast iron.
Okay.
You know, I sear both sides, and then I put it in a 500-degree oven to cook until the temperature reaches 120. Take it out, let it rest, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
But, you know, searing it and then putting it in the oven is great.
You know, I was trying, because we got some one time that were crazy things.
Yeah.
The reverse sear.
Oh, we put it in the oven first.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome. And listen, folks, you know, it's really, really sad with these issues going on. But, Ben, I really have to point out that right now you've got more help free than anyone else I know in the similar situation. Now, I'm not saying, you know, just thank your lucky stars and go move on, but I'm saying you got to look at it for what it is. So bottom line is this, Ben. Bottom line is this. You're getting a civil attorney. I know you don't like her, but you're getting it. And you have a caseworker, and you also get what else do you get? Did he mention? This attorney is amazing that you get an attorney. Perhaps we can get that attorney replaced. But do you also get rehab? Are they willing to pay for rehab for you?
No, that's the issue. If I can have a moment to just say my piece and say my story, I feel like you'd understand the situation a little better.
Yeah, but you haven't really been succinct in doing that, so go ahead. Go ahead, I'll shut up. But
right.
Tell me your story.
I apologize. So, basically, been struggling with addiction. I was clean. I was going to my services. I was going to my treatment. I was doing my requirements. You know, I can't get a hold of my case manager to...
But wait a minute, Ben. What does was mean? What does was mean? Meaning what? What happened? And why do you even bring up I was clean and I was doing this? And I mean, is there a reason you're bringing that up?
There is a reason.
What is the reason? Get to that point. What
reason?
Go ahead.
The reason is I knew I was struggling. I relapsed. I asked my case manager to put me into rehab. I was told that there was a 3.5-month wait for a bed. I'm also overwhelmed with taking classes and services that I shouldn't be taking. Like
what?
Was put into a domestic violence class because I dropped the mother of the kids off at the shelter when she asked to be taken there. You know, she told me to take her there. And they never investigated. They never looked into it. They never even called me and
they don't.
My side of the story.
They don't. That's the new normal. They don't. Okay? And you're never going to beat it, and you shouldn't even try because you know what? It doesn't do any harm. What they teach you there is all good stuff. It's how to deal with people. There's not a big deal there. So what else?
I mean, I guess that's basically it. You know, I've been struggling with...
Okay, so Ben, I heard your story. You're struggling with addiction. And by the way, I have a heart for people struggling with addiction. But okay, and then you said you were straight. Every addict in the world was straight. So here's the point. There's nothing different about your case than anyone else's, except there was nothing in the world to compel you to have children except stupidity. Okay? If you knew you're an addict and you're struggling, I mean, come on. A condom is very easy to put on. I often wonder why people keep having babies. And I'm not trying to insult you, Ben. I'm trying to help you. But for God's sake, she's pregnant. and plus you've had 2 other kids. This is a big responsibility. Now, I'm saying what you need to do is follow whatever they need you to do, because there's no getting around it. I'm asking you to get straight and I'm not saying it's an easy thing. I don't know what meth addiction is like, but is it even possible without medical intervention to get off of meth? Can you just wean yourself off it, or is there no such thing? I don't know.
I mean, I've been trying, you know.
What does that mean? You know what Yoda used to say, there is no try. What do you mean when you say you're trying? What do you mean? You wake up that day and you say, I'm going to try not to do it, but then you do it. Do you take less? Do you try to wean yourself off it?
Yeah, of course.
How?
I take less, or I'll just throw stuff away. I'll go a couple days without it. I will go to AA. I will go to NA. I tried church. Like,
what is not working, Ben?
I feel like I just need a rehab, honestly.
What do you think rehab will do for you? I'm not challenging. I'm asking. What do you think they'll do for you? Have you ever been in rehab?
I mean, no, but I imagine that they would keep me from getting it long enough that I could manage it on my own. It's like literally getting past.
Okay, I get it. Do you get cravings like people do with opiates?
Yes.
Okay. Does pot help at all? And I'm not suggesting you substitute, but I'm just curious. Does pot help?
It does, but I'm not allowed to use it.
Well, you're not allowed to use meth either, but I'd rather you use, if you're not allowed to use something, it's better to use the not allowed safer stuff, right? I mean, if you did pot, could you get past doing meth here and there? Could it substitute?
I mean, yeah, I haven't been doing it because for the DHS case, I'm not allowed to do it.
Yeah, but Ben, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. You're not allowed to do it, but you do meth. And you're not allowed to do that. So I'm asking you, and I'm very serious about this. If marijuana, I don't know if it can. I know nothing about meth. But if marijuana could help you use less and wean off and stop using meth, if it can help you, like if you smoked enough pot, could you get past the urge to take meth for the whole day?
I mean, yeah.
Then why wouldn't you get stoned on pot, which is way less dangerous and way less addicting? And people out there, please don't point your bony fingers at me and start talking about this. I am saying that marijuana has virtually not many medical issues. I don't think anyone should be addicted to anything in a pure world. But if this guy could do some pot and get past the meth, honest to God, Ben, I mean, then it would be way easier to wean yourself off of pot. I mean, you got to do some self-help stuff. Do you drink a lot?
No, I don't.
That's good. How about coffee? Does coffee help, and caffeine, anything like that help you?
Not really.
Hey,
honestly.
do you get severe withdrawal symptoms when you don't use meth for a couple of days?
Of course you do.
How? Maybe. I mean.
Of course you do. I mean, everyone does. Yeah.
Does the smoking pot help with that?
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Does it? Ben, is it enough to get you through withdrawal symptoms? Is what I'm saying. If you got stoned enough, would it help you?
Yeah.
Then tell me why you're not doing pot instead. The lesser of evil. Seriously. I'm serious. Do you know there are people every day smoking pot going to work? I mean, I'm not suggesting this be a lifestyle, although I'd rather have someone who smokes pot every day than addicted to meth. So is there a way you can do that? It's even cheaper than meth, isn't it, or not?
No, not really.
It really isn't. All right, listen. I want to help you, but I swear to you, I mean, you're never going to get past step one. Okay, you say you're not getting a fair shake. They're not even going to listen to you because you're not clean. You know, you got to get clean. I know what you called about. You want to get into rehab. Let's see if we can. Is that really what you want? You want to throw it on someone else because you think that'll help you, right? And it will to some extent. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but maybe we can get you into a program. Hold on.
Take all of his information privately, please, and I'm going to see if I can get him into the program.
Tom, I just want to ask whether it prevents withdrawal.
But you know it, you're a doctor.
I don't know whether smoking pot will
Neither.
prevent withdrawal.
That's why I kept asking.
Or whether it will ameliorate the symptoms once you get it. That was my...
Remember I asked that, does it help you get past? He said, yeah.
That's all we need to get past that to get started.
A couple for a week. Yeah. You know? But gets fucking stoned out of your mind? I mean, how much, what do they call that? Less harm, what is it called? The lesser harm theory?
Lesser of two evils.
No, but there's an actual, in addiction, they call it lesser.
I know what you're saying. I don't remember the exact.
Oh, they call it something anyway. But okay, he doesn't want fucking help. That's what I thought. He hung up.
Make it a summer to remember.
Maybe where you were trying to get him into rehab and he hung up.
Yep.
So obviously he doesn't want rehab.
But it's everybody else's fault. It's the lawyer's fault. It's the wife's fault. It's
addicts are always like that.
No, I know. But that's... I mean, what's his wife supposed to hang out for what?
O'Brien Legal Services is a real estate firm, and Brad O'Brien is the principal. Brad is the one we call for real estate information. You know what? With all the real estate stuff going on, you better call a real estate attorney. Do you know how many people avoid problems by calling Brad O'Brien? You can too. It is even foolish to spend several hundreds of thousands of dollars on a house or buy with somebody and you're not married to and not have your contracts reviewed. You need a written agreement if you want to buy a house with someone. There's nothing wrong with doing it, but you've got to have a separate partnership agreement. Yes, even if it's someone you love. You also, if you want to carry the paper, as they call it, and finance the sale of your home to have some income, you need special paperwork for that. Don't do it yourself. Don't be a fool. Don't go into any real estate deal without an attorney. It's only a few $100s to review documents. That's O'Brien Legal Services. Brad O'Brien. Call him. It's, by the way, the website is OLS. It stands for O'Brien Legal Services. OLSlaw.com. 720-370-7388. That's 720-370-7388. All right, websites. Everybody has a website. But listen to this. You need more than a website. You need a website that can get found fast. And that's the name of the company that'll help you get found fast. GetFoundFast.com. The name says it all. They help you get found fast, but they really do more. They really help your website to become more user-friendly in ways you don't even consider, like load times and stuff like that. Here, get a free analysis. Free. GetFoundFast.com.
You're probably wearing a lot of hats. Recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker,
lesser harm.
You know, Kevin, I'll finish motivation. Everybody says it's really hard to quit smoking.
Mm-hmm.
When my wife and I decided to have a kid, we took out cigarettes, threw it in the trash, and it was the easiest thing. I didn't have a hard time stopping smoking because I was motivated.
Well, the motivation, exactly.
That I wasn't going to bring up a kid into a house where there was cigarettes.
But a lot of addicts are also very selfish. So
I agree.
They're not going to do something for somebody else.
Have you heard of happytalism?
What?
Happytalism.
No. What is that?
Oh my God. You know, this world is getting fucking crazy. Happytalism is a substitute for capitalism. It is business aligning themselves. It's our fucking nightmare, but this is fantasy for them. Business and big tech aligning themselves, and big tech, corporations, and the government aligning themselves to do away with individualism when it comes to capitalism, where everyone must prosper. No, profits are a bad thing. They're poured back into the community, back into the government, back into the, high taxes. No, seriously, I'm not kidding.
I'm a socialist.
But low environmental impact, obviously. Here's what I don't understand. And to be a good steward of the environment, you don't have to be a fucking nut. Everyone should be a good steward of the environment. I mean, capitalism doesn't have to mean fuck the environment. Or it doesn't have to mean evil rich people.
But you know what? The antidote to that is people say, rich capitalists create jobs, everybody gets lifted up. You know that.
Yeah, they do. Here's the thing, though, and this is something I tried to say before. There's a level of wealth that is elitism. Now, they become socialists. They do. But it's a phony socialism because they want to keep their wealth and they want others not to notice them. They want others to be happy. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and all those people, they love paying taxes. I've said it before. They love it. And they love the idea of socialism because if they can control the outcome for others, no one comes after them.
Yeah,
people do not realize that. It's a power grab. Do you realize during the pandemic, the billionaires got richer? And I don't think billionaires are evil, but the elite billionaires who want socialism are fucking lying, cheating liars because they could have never gotten where they are if what they want now was put into place. What they want now to put into place is to keep people where they are and make them feel better about it. And yeah, they want to raise their wealth, but not at the expense of theirs. And that's the problem. That's the problem.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome. Now, listen, we have this thing going on with the dental horror story. I want to remind you that Kevin Kalkin is here today for car issues, and I do have a few questions for him I want to get to as well. Sheridan Auto Tech, 303-455-7242. I mentioned electrical repair. Somebody wanted to know the extent at which you do electrical repairs. Can they come to you for really stubborn, bad electrical problems?
Oh, that's what we specialize in. Yes.
Now, did you keep the techs from Lakewood Auto Electric?
I have 3 employees from Lakewood Auto Electric, yes.
Because, Brian Grassi was a genius.
He's a very, very smart guy.
And he even invented some diagnostic tools.
Yep.
Now, and you inherited those?
Well, he still owns that company, but we have 4 of those scanners, yes.
Okay, but you have access to the technology.
Yes.
Explain what that scanner does.
It's able to measure over an extended period of time any draws on a system, minute draws. A lot of times you can't pick up on. So it's the first step in a draw is to verify the draw, how big it is, and how long it exists before you can go looking for it. It's not magic. You still got to go find it, but at least you can isolate.
Okay, so you put it on a car, and why would you want to know where draws are coming from? Because your battery's going dead or something, and you want to find out. So does it measure parasitic? Like stuff when your car's off?
Yes, and you can see the uniqueness of his machine, this machine we use, you can see the other modules and computers going to sleep, they call it, because they'll stay extended for 5,
So it shows you everything in that car drawing power?
Just
everything?
On a total amperage it shows. It doesn't isolate each one.
Okay, so
you'll
if
see
you
10
notice,
amps in a half an hour, you see 2. And then
do all cars draw something all the time, or do they ever totally go to sleep?
They all have milliamp draws.
Milliamps?
Yes.
Okay. So if you were storing your car and going to Arizona or Florida or California, wherever, and for a long period of time,
it will kill the battery.
Would you put a tender on it or just disconnect it?
I prefer a tender.
Okay. And the electronic tenders do not overcharge.
No.
They're computerized.
Yes.
What's desulfonating mean? Well, maybe you don't do that. Okay, there on the auto charger, it says it's tending and then it desulfonates, but that might be for another kind of battery. What I want to know is, well, I'll wait for this other email on battery draw. Somebody wanted to know about battery draw in life. So hold on. 303-713-TALK, SheridanAutotech.com. So, okay, let's get to this dental thing. And by the way, the addict hung up. I wanted to explore getting him into rehab. He hung up. Now, he's honest about being hooked on meth, and he's struggling with it. He wants rehab, though. Almost like demanding rehab. They can't get him in for a while, but they would pay. It sounds like they'd pay for it. It sounds like also he's getting free legal help. And I don't know, and he's getting free medical. The guy really right now has all the services he needs to get better and get past this. And I'm going to say something else, and I hope you're listening. I think you should actually not be involved, Ben, with a custody battle right now. You should actually bow out. You should say to the courts, I relinquish my rights right now, or not abandon, but make sure, or I'm happy to see the kids with supervision or whatever they want, and say, I'm going to work to get better. Do you realize that is way better? This is being kind of selfish, Ben, but of course, that is an addictive behavior, selfishness. And I know it's vogue to say narcissism, and I think most people who call people narcissists are weak, mealy-mouse people who can't deal with strong personalities. So their defense is calling you a narcissist. But there is some truth to narcissism with addiction. Addiction is a very selfish disease. And Ben, you should withdraw. You should take whatever recommendations they're willing to do for you. And please, for the sake of your children. And then if this girl moved away to be away from you, that's probably a good thing. And you need to get into a rehab any way you can, and I can help you if you want to call back. 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. All right, Mike, tell me about these speakers. What's going on? And Tim, I haven't forgotten about you with the dental thing. Mike, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, thanks for having me.
Yes, man.
Well, there's a lot going on, so
Yeah.
I'm going to try to start from the beginning.
I'll listen.
I was getting ready to start a new job, and I work with adults with special needs, and I was super excited for that. And I need a working car, and I have a nice 2001 Acura MDX, and the transmission blew. Perfect timing, right? And
wow.
I took it into. I should have took it to this place. I would recommend to anybody go to Transmission Clinic. It's a little more expensive than some of these other places, but it's really the only place you can trust.
Well, hold on. Don't say that. We do have good people, but keep going. We have great people at referralist.com, but keep going. What's going on?
Right. So I took it to B&M Auto, B&M Transmissions, and because they offered, it was like $900 cheaper. So I fell for.
Where is B&M Transmission?
It is It is in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
Like eastern Colorado Springs.
Tell me what's going on, man.
Yeah, so I took it in. The lady told me.
When'd you take it in?
June 21st, I took it in.
All right, so what's the problem? Let's get right to that. What's the problem?
Right, so 30 days later, which was 2 days ago, it was ready to pick up. I picked it up. I was super excited, drove off. I'm also like a part-time music producer.
Yeah.
I have over $2,000 worth of audio equipment, subwoofers, amps. And I drove off, and I was excited to be in my car, try to listen to my music. And, yeah, my subwoofer was gone. I looked back.
Wait a minute. It was just gone. Was your car broken into?
It was gone. It was not broken into.
Now, during this 30 days, was it kept outside?
Yes, it was kept outside. They don't have a gate or anything. And they also claim that their camera system was down during the time.
But hold on a second. If it was kept outside, I have no quarrel with that unless they promised you inside. And then it had to have been unlocked or something because nothing was broken into.
Nope, and I have a very good alarm system in my car as well.
So wait, nothing was broken into. Was the subwoofer removed or ripped out? Or was it standalone? How some subwoofers stand alone on the floor or something, they're bolted down. Where was this subwoofer?
It was in the back. I got it professionally
When
installed.
you say in the back, the trunk area?
Yes, the trunk area. And it's very hard to see because I got all black interior. My subwoofer, it's a big box, like almost 100 pounds. And for somebody to know that was in there, it was, I don't want to accuse anybody, so I'm going to refrain from saying that. But,
well, how was it removed? Was it ripped? How was it secured? Was it secured with with a frame or with screws or anything? That's all I need to know. Was it secured?
It was wired in, so you can take the wires out pretty easily on that, but you can't. You have to remove the amp with tools.
Okay, that's what I meant. So it was bracketed into place.
Right, it's a permanent fixture. It's definitely a permanent fixture.
Were both the speaker, was the woofer itself and the amp both bolted in, or just the amp?
The subwoofer was wired in. It's pretty easy to unconnect the wires, but the amplifier, you have to have tools.
So that subwoofer was heavy enough that it just sat in the trunk?
Oh, yeah, it's almost a 100-pound box. It's very heavy, very expensive.
So bottom line, man, this thing was in a trunk that was locked. What kind of vehicle?
2001 Acura MDX.
Well, then, hold on. Then somebody removed it. It wasn't ripped out. Hold on.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Audible.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, it's a stalled vehicle on the right lane southbound I-25 at 38th Avenue, Park Avenue West. Expect jamming back to I-70. Just clear to wreck southbound I-25 at Orchard.
You have to listen to this. Christopher Rufo, R-U-F-O, has a YouTube video on critical race theory that you have to listen to it. It's about a 10-minute video on critical race theory, but it's like Christopher Rufo. It explains it in great detail, the history of it, the progression of it, what their goals are, and how to combat it.
Well, hold on. Critical race theory, you mean anti-critical race?
You know, he explains what critical race theory is, where it came from, how it evolved.
I shouldn't say anti, but... Okay.
And then what people need to do to combat it.
Critical race theory. FixMyHome.com. That is Fix It 24/7. Remember that website for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And here's the basic message. You can trust them. First of all, they strive to be on time every time. I mean, sometimes they miss that mark. They give you prices up front before any work begins. And they guarantee 100% satisfaction. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and it's $39 to find any problem, never more, ever. And when they find the problem, they give you the price. If you decide to have the work done, they credit you the $39, so that's free. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. I think K&H might be one of my longest endorsements. K&H Home Solutions. They were K&H Windows when they got to town. They've been in business 65 years. Now, what they do for 40 years, they were owned by almost the whole 40 by Ted Rowland, and he's the owner now. And I've known him the whole time. This is a durable company with durable products. And what I love about them is they still give great deals. Right now, 25% off their entire line. Soft Light Windows, Energy Star Award, 7 years straight. Everlast Siding, the best siding ever. I say that, I mean it. Lifetime of durability. Waterproof, color fast. Wood texture. Hey, what about Provia entry doors? Wonderful. Make your own appointment. They'll come to your home with whatever you're interested in. Write it up at khwindows.com. khwindows.com.
I don't think the critical race theory is that it's part of the
Wait, let me see if I got this straight, because I've done some reading on it. But critical race theory basically says that from the very beginning, white people had the advantage, in essence, and it's inculcated into every facet of our life.
And every white person is an oppressor, and every white person is a racist deep down inside.
Well, wait, does it really say that?
No, but see, that's the part that I have a problem
right.
with.
And then we have to accept our.
No, we know, but that's.
Well, I'm telling you.
Oh my God, I'm writing commercial copy here. I just wrote Provia race theory. I meant Provia entry.
Hey, you want me to, Tom, you want me to talk to Tim off the air right now, see if I can get his story and condense it?
But first, let me kiss him goodbye so people don't think we're screwing.
I'll come back on Monday or after the hour.
No, I'm going to tell him that. I was going to do that anyway.
Oh, he
What's
did?
that?
Yeah, he wrote a big long
Let me ask you something. What is he actually complaining about?
That I think, the way I understood from it, that his teeth weren't in there for like 2 months. Or whatever long time, so he went all this time without teeth.
Well, now it's got to heal before you can stop teeth.
But your jaw changes too. They
Right.
space
Some people said that.
I've had them thought of,
Oh, really?
Yeah, they put the.
So that might not be bad, Doc. You want to call them?
But hold on, let me just say.
Okay.
And forward me the email.
Okay, I'll do that. You see the one alcoholic? You're bringing him out now, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Now an alcoholic. This guy's he sounds like he's drunk to me.
Celebrate Recovery is wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful program.
So he's asking about it.
Have you heard about this Take Back Your Life, where they give you some medicine that reduces?
We talked about that.
That's
Remember?
such bullshit.
Reduces what?
You want to stop drinking,
Right.
No, you don't want to stop drinking all the way. You drink too much.
Life back. It sounds ridiculous to me.
It does. We talked about it. Remember that?
Moderation.
Yeah, but a drug can't do that.
Can it be? Believe it can.
I think you're right. That's a lot of that.
The addict.
The addict is a terrible.
In my experience, don't be shocked if the addict was lying. Of course. But what is he lying about? I mean, what is there to lie about?
Yeah,
he said he was an addict.
See, I think what his biggest thing is his wife's an addict also. But
He never mentioned that.
No, he had a big. Let me tell you, these people. I mean, these emails are.
But the whole thing, he's got to stop worrying about the kids, because he's worthless to his kids. If he's fixed and whole, he can help his family.
Exactly.
But if she's an addict also.
Yeah, but you can't worry about her and this and this and this. If she's with her mom and the kids are with her mom, they're probably better than with him. So
absolutely,
get yourself fixed and then go take care of your family.
And see, the thing I know I kind of condensed in there that his wife runs him down a lot in front of the kids, where he said he never runs his.
She always. I mean,
and Kevin, the other thing, he should get himself fixed so he can't have any more kids.
Yeah. How many kids has he got?
3.
Well, 2 with one.
2.5.
It's worse when they got 6 and they got 1 on the way.
Yeah.
So he needs to get fixed.
Yeah.
God, we were talking on that and stuff. Oh, she called for help and went into her house. That I told her, I said, they should be able to fix people after they have so many kids for not taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
She says,
hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Now listen, I got a couple letters about the lesser evil theory and say that, addiction recovery places don't allow for any kind of substitution. And listen, I am not suggesting people take one addiction toward another.
All I was saying is if smoking marijuana can get you past your urge to do meth, it's better than doing meth. That's what I was saying. Okay? I mean, that's all I'm saying. And by the way, I also want to say this. There is absolutely, and I don't care who you are writing to me, and I'm not going to name the person, there is absolutely, positively one thing for absolutely sure with addiction. That some things work for some that don't work for others. Period. That sometimes happens. And many, 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 many people have been helped off of opiates with substitutes or off of heroin with substitutes and have then gotten off the substitutes. Living proof. So there is no one way to get past an addiction. Not one. There is never one way. I mean, the one way would be just total abstinence. That would be perfect if people could do it. Most people are an addict for one reason, okay? They are actually trying to feel better. That's it. That's what they're trying to do. And let's keep going. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, Bottom line, the dental horror story. Tim, the reason we haven't taken you back is because we were doing some research behind the scenes. I'm going to go back to the speaker thing, too. But right now, Tim, I just need to tell you this, all right? We're going to put you off the air. Deputy Doc is going to take you, since he's a medical man anyway, but he wants to talk to you. But your main complaint, I think, seems to be that this whole process you think was done in a half-assed way, and you were without teeth for a long time. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. And by the way, your mouth can change if you don't have spacers or something in there. How long was the longest period of time you went without anything?
To this date I went from June 15th to January 20th. To July 20th, I've been without teeth.
Hold on a second. And you're ready to pay for them and everything. That's not the issue.
They were already taken care of. That was no problem.
All right, hold on. Yeah, Deputy Doc, let's see why he's being jerked around. Maybe we get his case transferred or something. I don't know. So, Mike, okay, B&M Transmission, by the way, I seem to think we've had problems with them before, but I want to ask you something, all right? Right now they're missing, and I don't see how these guys can get out of responsibility, not under these circumstances. Do they say it's not their fault? Because they should have notified you as soon as they noticed him gone or whatever. But anyway.
Right.
Okay, we're going to call him for you, okay? Deputy Dan, let's see if we get B&M Transmission on the air, and or let's assign this to somebody.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys! I love this song! I love these nachos. I love our kickball league!
A whole subsystem.
Hey, Tom.
Really?
Hey, Tom.
But it's a...
I didn't want to come on air and say it, but just letting you know, as somebody who's had experience with those kind of substances, weed is not a cocaine. Weed is not a meth supplement.
Mm-hmm.
Weed is a
Have you ever done meth?
No, I've never done meth and heroin, but meth and heroin are the two hardest drugs to get de-addicted from. Like weed is a downer and meth is a very much so upper. So therefore, trying to supplement
oh my God! She got hit by my God! She got hit by a seagull on her. That would fucking freak me the hell out. Oh,
she handled it pretty good, didn't she? Just threw it.
That would freak me. That's the one thing I'm afraid of in a helicopter. I hear about people listen to strikes. Oh my God! I've heard about them coming through the windshield on your lap, flapping. Oh fuck! I would freak out. It would freak me the fuck out. It would. Yeah. I don't know what I'd do. Think about that, Doc.
I'm thinking about it because the helicopter will just chop up the bird. It's not like a.
No, I'm talking about if it comes in through your windshield.
Yeah.
I'm talking about before it hits that. It just goes in, bam, and then it goes through. I heard about one guy. I don't know if it's bullshit, but it went through the windshield and landed on his lap and was flopping all over the place.
That'd be a little
through the windshield.
I don't see how that's possible, but that's what I heard. But you hear all kinds of bullshit stories.
But I've seen on Mythbusters where they fired chickens through the windshields of airplanes to see how fast it has to go for a bird to go through the windshield.
They can't get through an airliner windshield.
No, not an airliner. This is private planes.
Oh yeah. How fast do they have to go?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember the episode because they were firing frozen and then fresh chickens at this airplane window.
My fucking battery for my helicopter. 3-month wait for supply chain. They can't get plates or acid. Wow.
Yeah, we're starting to see it in almost every part we look for. Radiators are very hard to find. Condensers, anything with.
Is this all from the pandemic slowdown?
That and the embargoes and everything else.
What embargo?
Well, when Trump and China were fighting, there were some supply chain issues then, and then COVID.
Yeah, we're not going to blame Trump for this.
No, I'm not blaming him. No, but I think it's just a condition of the market.
Don't you believe?
They said there's ships sitting off California just waiting to be unloaded.
My father-in-law took a picture of 50 of them.
Yeah.
Why?
There's nobody working.
You see, this teaches you about socialism. You fucking pay people.
You pay people not work and they don't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. reading some of these emails. It's wrong that somebody stole this young man's stereo equipment, but on the other hand, it's one less car pulling up next to me, rattling the windows. I feel bad for these guys running the board back here. How come it's so warm back there?
It's cold here, isn't it?
You know? See, I like the cold, so I don't mind it. But, I mean, it's uncomfortably warm on that side.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Or maybe they're cool with it. I don't know. It's totally different from one to the next.
Hey, what's up? I'm Lucas Labat, and this is In the Know. I have my coffee sweet and with cream.
I was wondering what you're listening to.
My song this summer is Suddenly by Drug Dealer or Scott.
I have no idea what the hell that was.
Your laptop, you plug in, or you just?
No, I don't know. No, I don't know what that was. I have no idea.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help with common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom here. Welcome to the show. Listen, I just want to tell you the guy that wrote that song is having a beer tasting at his tent, Colorado National Speedway, tomorrow night, 6:30. All you have to do is go to rockandroll.beer to find out more. Hey, Kevin Calkin is with us, Sheridan Autotech. Today is car day when we get car questions, but we'll take any questions. And we do have a real quick question on battery life. God, Kevin, I've heard everything from 2 years to 7 years. I mean, what really, truly can you expect for a good battery?
You should be able to get 5 to 7 years out of it.
What?
Yeah.
I hope.
Well, it's all in how you use it, too. I mean, if you're going to let it die, and then recharge and die and recharge, you got to maintain it. So that's why I said the maintainer as opposed to unplugging and things like that.
But everyday use, you can get 5 to 7?
For a good battery, yes.
Wow. 303-713-TALK. Let's go to the phones. Mike's car was out of place, B&M transmission, and when he went to pick it up, the subwoofer had been removed. Not ripped out, removed. And so was the amp. How much is this?
$2,100.
How $600? How old was it?
The subwoofers were a couple years old, and the amp was 1 year old.
I don't see how they get out of it. I mean, now, granted, I said they should have notified you, but maybe they didn't even notice it missing because you didn't. You didn't notice it missing. Right. I mean, it's inside your trunk. So here's their take, probably. How do we know who did it? Maybe it was never there to begin with. And what would you say to that?
I would say I have receipts from me getting everything installed, and you can see the wires.
Well, I understand that, but I'm talking about how do they know you didn't remove it before taking it in to do a flim-flam? I'm not saying you did, bro.
I guess that's a possibility, but I filed the police report. I've been consistent with everything I've said.
Is this called B&M transmission, right? What about your insurance?
I don't have it. I just have liability insurance for my car. I don't have homeowners or renters insurance or anything.
Is this okay? I got to make sure. B&M, are they called B&M Performance or B&M Transmissions? What are they actually called?
B&M Transmission.
Because there's a B&M Transmission in Centennial. Deputy Dan, did you know there's one in Centennial? We don't want to comment publicly. We'll take care of our own customer. I don't care. Say that every time. At least, but to hang up. When we say we would like to help one of the customers, blah, blah, and they hang up.
Platform that was, I don't know if it was Google or what, but yeah, I didn't see those before I went there, unfortunately. So,
Dan, do we get a lot of complaints about them?
No, not a lot and stuff, but we have got complaints.
We have gotten complaints about them before. But I think that they're scumbags because they won't even address the problem. That tells me, if you're listening, people, do not go to B&M Transmission. And if I don't know how this is going to go down. This is a hard one because you're going to say, I took my truck there, or my Honda there, and when I went to pick it up, it was missing. So it had to have happened while it was there, and it had to have happened with a key. So I would use that logic for small claims court. We're trying to get through to them. They will not answer. So I want to put their number out, and I think people should let them know you've heard about them, and you will never recommend them because they won't address the problem. Not because they're wrong, but because they won't even address it. Listen, here, what did they say to you when you said you wanted reimbursement?
I called them, and I was thinking there's no way they stole it. So I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. I said, hey, I talked to the GM, Don. I said, did you guys remove my subwoofer for some reason? He said, no, why would we do that? I go, well, it's not in my car. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do? He just was very callous, didn't care. And then I went into the shop afterwards to try to talk to somebody. One of the co-owners screamed at me. I have audio of him screaming at me.
Hold on. Where's the audio?
It's on my phone.
Play
it. Video that
No, send it to us.
I will send it to you.
Dano.
Pretty much all I said was, I said, what kind of business is this? And he starts screaming.
Hey, Ants, I'm going to put him on hold. Have Dano get this audio. Thank you. All right, hold on, man. I would try small claims court, but I want to bombard him. I want people.
Tom, I got one other issue for you too. So when I went there yesterday to get a copy of the waiver that I signed when I first dropped my car off, she said she didn't have it. And they're legally entitled. I'm legally entitled to that. She said she gave it to the police officer. I called the police officer. She didn't give it to him, so she lied about that and didn't give me the waiver form.
What waiver form?
When I first got there, I had to sign, my name. And initially, I was planning to pick my car up after.
Why didn't you just get your own waiver? Why didn't you get a copy when you signed it?
She did not give me a copy. And then I even went back to request it. She said they didn't have one because she gave it to the and I have that on recording, too. I have her lying, too. So I called the police officer that's handling the case. He said, no, we did not receive any waiver form from them.
You should start a small claims action. I want to give out their number. Hold on a second. Deputy Dan, what is their phone number? Slowly, so everyone can copy it down, and I'll tell them what to do. What's the number? Dano? He's looking for it. Sorry. 719, isn't it?
Yes, it's 719 550
Sure, I'll see if I can get that.
8282.
Okay, bye.
8282.
719 550 8282.
Who'd you ask to talk to, Dan? Who'd you ask to talk to? Who did you ask to talk to?
I talked to Amber Lynn, and that's the one Mike said to talk to that she knows all about it. And
she's the one that hung up?
Yeah, she's the one that hung up. Not only that, she said she never even knew Mike, and Mike just went and got his car 3 days ago, and so that's, I'm sure, a lie.
Pigs. Scum-sucking pigs. Now, listen. I know I use a lot of hyperbole, and I know I get very excited. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm serious. And this goes to everyone listening. Your politics don't matter. Your religion doesn't matter. The color of your skin doesn't matter. Your ethnicity doesn't matter. We truly are all band together to avoid ripoffs. Honest to God, it doesn't matter who you are. You have to believe that. And here's the bottom line. If you had a vehicle and you went to pick it up and that stuff was missing, they had to have had a key, what would you do? And for Amber Lynn, the B.I. Titch, for that Amber Lynn to simply hang up, that tells me they are scumbags. That is my opinion. Thank God we still have the right to express opinions on this show. I'm not big tech. Here's what I want to tell you. B&M Transmission, 719-550-8282. When you express yourself, I am not asking you to be a jerk. Honest to God, I'm not. Or vulgar. I am asking you to do what you would do on Nextdoor or on Google or on Yelp, except do it directly to them. You tell them you're going to make sure everyone you know never goes to B&M Transmission in Colorado Springs. I must say that because there's another one here in Denver in Centennial. But this one, B&M Transmission in Colorado Springs, are scumbags. 719-550-8282, scumbags extraordinaire. You can say something like, I heard you on the radio. You didn't even want to address it. I will make sure no one that I know, everyone I know, will never use you. This is the power of what I'm doing. You know, it was very forward thinking. It was way before reviews, way before social media got started popular, and it was popular. It was when I said, we need to put out the word to consumers. We need to have a common area to bitch, to moan, to solve problems. And this is it. The only show of its kind and the first. Now, remember, 719-550-8282. 719-550-8282. When you make an impression, it makes a difference. We have changed people's minds because of this. And that brings me to Oakwood Homes. Oakwood Homes, they took some money for earnest money. And on paper, it was non-refundable. It was non-refundable on paper. I'll grant you that. Alva and Sergio put earnest money down. There was a change in their job circumstances. They could no longer qualify. And Oakwood Homes is keeping their deposit, even though we have ample reason to believe they sold the home for $20,000 more. They have no loss, no reason at all to keep this money except they can. That's what money-grubbing, scumbag, cold-hearted asses they are at Oakwood Homes. And listen, you may say, oh, well, I like the home. It looks pretty good. You know what? They have a terrible rating. They have terrible reviews. They are terrible people, in my opinion. Oakwood Homes. I feel like a lone voice in the wilderness sometimes yelling all this stuff. But I'm hoping you people will listen. This is not a small thing. Think about Alva and Sergio. $5,000. $5,000. And Oakwood Homes could give that up and never even notice it. But they're scum. They're mean-spirited scum. And I urge you from the bottom of my heart never to use them and to tell everyone you know that they are scum. I'm not saying dishonest. I'm not saying they don't build a good home even. But why do you want to deal with those jerks? Oakwood Homes, say no.
How do you really feel?
No, I got to get the word out. This is, it just bothers me.
It's no fault
it's
of their
me.
own. It's not like they did something stupid and cost them. You know?
Chris was arrested no memory of the events. Both the prosecution's theory and the defense's theory are incorrect. That's not how it happened.
The only thing I object to is that I don't think you should imply that it was because of their ethnicity.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I said, no.
You said if it was somebody...
GenesisSolarCO.com. GenesisSolarCO.com. Yes, the same company as Genesis, well, not the same company, the same principle as in Genesis Total Exterior. So I know Mark. I know this company, and they are offering a solar deal. 25-year warranty on all parts, 25-year performance guarantee, which means they write you a check if you don't meet the savings at the end of every year. That's GenesisSolarCO.com. And here's one other thing. It only takes 20 minutes off-site to tell you what you can expect. And that is done remotely. So why don't you get in touch with GenesisSolarCO.com? 303-474-4317. Hey, everybody is doing something to their house, it seems. And you've heard of supply chain shortages and all that crap, right? But I'll tell you where there's no shortage. Simply Floors, Inc. They're part of a giant buying group. You can buy floor coverings anywhere. People know that. Home Depot, everybody is covering home, like exchanges and mills and stores. But Simply Floors, Inc. does one other thing. Lower prices almost every time, better installers all the time, and just better people. Buddy and Karen Mitchell. Make your own appointment for your home, simplyfloorsinc.com. Don't worry, I'm going to press the damn button.
Builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker, and
But also remember to turn off your mic. Sometimes you forget that.
You're done with Mike, right? I gotta tell him take him smoke.
Yep. But yeah.
You know. Hey, did you start that car with a screwdriver? Some caller called and said you started the car with a
What
screwdriver.
car?
Well, I mean,
2001 Acura.
you would break
it. But you can't open the trunk with it.
What's that?
You got to open the trunk.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why the guy in the caller did
you can get in and out. But
So Oakwood contracted Oakwood, Alva and Sergio.
Good job on that.
I did not say that their ethnicity. I said if it was the princes of Bel Air or something, whatever, I said they wouldn't be doing it if they knew they had money to hire an attorney. That's what I said.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about money.
Yes. That's how I understood it.
Drinking doesn't have to be an uncomfortable group setting.
Okay, so I'll tell him.
Oh, no, I mean, if they didn't hang up and refuse to even talk, I mean, that's
If she thought, she said she didn't know him and stuff. I said, no, you just drive the car in there just a little while ago and stuff. No, I don't know. He says, well, like say, let me get some more information.
Studies to reduce the urge to
Well, here's trying going back to here's the question. How would anybody other than the dealer know that there was a subwoofer?
Well, because an MDX, it's an SUV, so you can look in the back.
Oh, okay.
He says his windows are tinted, but my cameras, I see guys in my park out with flashlights looking at cars.
Really?
Yes.
In the cameras?
Yes.
Do you have a place to keep files like this or you throw it out? Like we handle a case. Do you keep it for a while?
Yeah, I made that. I just put them all together.
You have it on your email?
Yeah. I just, do you want me to send that to you?
With LifeVac. Visit lifevac.com or call
I want you to do it.
888-959-8858.
What was I going to say, Kevin?
Attorney Joe Cordell. For many men, divorce brings a bewildering
But still, I mean, most of the cars we have there don't have anything in it. Because like I tell them, I don't want, if you can see it from the outside, they're going to take it. And I could have a fence, I could have a dog, I could have everything in the world. If they want it bad enough, they're going to get it. I mean, you see the videos. Guys walking down the middle of the street, breaking windows out of cars and stealing shit. No, it was like in California. Oh, really? He's busting out the back windows of cars because there's something there, just taking it as they walk.
Well, cops won't do anything.
Well, they don't do anything here either. So that's why I try to explain to them. They're starting to pick it up again. You know, the easiest thing to do to prevent it is not have anything in the car to steal.
I've gotten so many. Well, in my neighborhood, it's an okay neighborhood, not real high end. So there's all these expensive Mercedes and all this. They leave them on the street.
Well, you see the signs at the airport, you know, to take all your belongings and blah blah blah. If they see something, they will steal it.
But people have houses. Why don't they clean the garage out and park the car in?
How can they take their car?
How much it is helping the more like it. I told you about the balm I've used.
Then you hear get it all at once, stuff that they're stolen. Not too many captures
in the morning for clarity, energy, and some
information.
The cats and stuff, when they do that, could you use that cat? Would you buy a used cat and put it in?
About 30 minutes
for
recycling only. Yeah, you cannot install a used cat.
Also, let me talk about the Pro Gels, which are designed for athletes.
See what we learned from you, Kevin?
No, it's a federal crime. Which is why I think they should make stealing of a federal crime.
It's even a federal crime to use, even if it's good.
The emissions are state, they're federal.
But you're saying if you had a brand new car just told you can't use that cat. Wow.
Only salvage.
That government
salvagers can't sell it.
Wow, I did not know that. What a terrible law.
If you buy an engine that has manifold cats bolted to it, they have to take them off when you sell the motor.
In America, the fuel belongs to everyone. So Ford
they don't want you using used ones. I don't know.
They're for everyone. Built Ford Tough and built for America. Now get additional bonus cash on top of current offers when you build and order your Ford at your local Ford store today. Denver's Talk Station, 630 KL.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
Hey, welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. Let's get right to the phones. And bottom line, we're telling Mike he should just go to small claims court right now. And then we're just telling people to avoid B&M transmission. B&M transmission scumbags, avoid them. We're also telling people to avoid Oakwood homes, and you'll be reading and hearing more about it. But just trust me, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with their home. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, you know, that part. I'm saying that they're scumbags, in my opinion. They don't cherish consumers or customers. Okay, let's keep going, right? Now, I got to take in the time you've been waiting. Some people have been waiting a long time. Ruben, let's talk about unemployment. What's going on, Ruben?
Hey, Martino, this is Ruben. A quick question. I actually was working for the company for 5 years.
Okay.
My girl and I broke up. Basically, I was living with her. We were working from home.
Mm-hmm.
I relocated to Colorado. But when I got over here, I was working from home. I didn't let my company know, just kind of scared that they would fire me. So I was working from home over here, and they basically let me know that the minimum wage over here is $12.32.
Hey, Ruben, where were you living? Ruben, where were you living before?
In Texas.
Okay. Now, you were working from home in Texas, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they were paying you what back then?
Let's go with $9.40.
Okay.
Not
and now,
minimum wage.
And so they said, hey, if you move to Colorado, it's too much money to pay you.
Right. I was actually working from here already, and I had done maybe about, let's say a month already, close to a month. So
now, did they know? Hold on. Did they know that you were contracting from Colorado? Did they know you were moving?
No.
Okay.
They didn't.
You can't hold them responsible for that, man. I mean, I don't know how you do. I guess you could make it a technicality, and you could take them to small claims court or go to the labor board. Did they let you go? Did they fire you?
Well, no, they put me on leave of absence. They just want to know what I'm going to do if I'm going to locate back to Texas, and basically they put me on a leave of absence.
Okay, now, you're not eligible for unemployment if you moved and they don't have work for you. if they do have work for you, I'm not sure you can get unemployment because you're refusing to work. Well, no, you're not. They won't pay the minimum wage for Colorado. I don't know what to do, Ruben. I mean, have you tried applying for unemployment?
No, that's what I was kind of curious. Like, if I were to do that, would I have to do it for Colorado or would I have to do it to Texas? But
I believe you have. Hold on, that's another good. That's another good question. You were working in Texas. Geez, that's weird. But then you worked here for a little while. I would call both and ask either one of them what they would do because I don't know what the answer is. I do know this, man. There are a lot of people getting unemployment for all kinds of reasons. But Ruben, you should be able. What kind of work were you doing from home?
Customer service. So I was doing customer service. Sales, making appointments, taking payments for installs, stuff like that.
Were you doing any cold calling?
No, I wasn't. I was just getting the calls.
Okay.
I would just get calls.
Okay. Have you looked for work? I'm just curious.
Yes, and that's actually what I've been trying to do because I can't survive on leave of absence. So
no, I get it. Now, do you have? I want to try to find you a job. Plus, we want to help you. But right now, does it have to be from home? Is there a particular reason you were working from home?
No, well, just mostly because when the pandemic hit, they basically told us all just to go work from home. And
you have a good history.
The building that they're renting.
You have a good history. You're working there 5 years. It's not like you were, it's not like you were a deadbeat. You work in 5 years. How long did you work before that?
I say about two doing electrical with my cousin, just little freelance work with them. I was just learning a career with them. But
so you're willing to do phone? You're willing to do phone work from home. You're willing to do
any type of work.
What's that?
Any type of work. I was so comfortable and just working from home. I kind of got used to it. But
why'd you move?
To go out of my
why'd you move to Colorado?
Go back into the market.
Why'd you move to Colorado?
Well, like I said, I didn't. My girl and I had split up, so I had no reason to be over there anymore. So.
And were you from Colorado previously?
Right, I was.
Aren't a bunch of our HVAC people looking for help?
Yeah, you can almost get a job anywhere. That's why I'm trying to ferret out what you want to do. Would you ever consider being trained on the job and being an HVAC tech assistant right now while you learn?
Yes, that'd be nice.
Let me put it to you this way, Ruben. I set up a few people with companies because I know these companies, they're my sponsors. They became HVAC techs, just assistants. They would go out and help. That's all they did. They made a lot of money. But after they got their license, right, they could actually install. These guys were making six figures. So if you're really looking for work, you're going to find it. And you stay on hold, and Deputy Dan will give you some leads. As far as phone work, we got to make sure we have your phone. So if people do call and have some phone work for you immediately, we'll get in touch with you. And as far as your unemployment, we do have a good in at the unemployment office, but I don't want to call them with a routine question. If I were you, I would try applying in both states to see, because one of them is going to reject you.
Right, but this is, Mr. Martino, since they haven't fired me and since I'm on leave of absence, does that,
Yeah, are they paying you? Are they paying you?
No.
I don't know how the hell they can do that. They can't do that. You tell them to make a decision. You're living in Colorado, and you're willing to do your job from home, and you tell them this. If they allow you to do your job, you'll do it. If not, they need to fire you. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I think they're hoping you quit is what it is. That's what I think.
I feel like that's what it is, too. I feel like that's what they're doing. They're giving me the few weeks just so they could...
but at the same time, it's not fair to move somewhere and then expect them to pay more just because you moved. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair either.
That's my fault.
But yet you can't work for less. You can't work for less because it's against the law. I mean, you can, but they would be breaking the law. They can't do it. So
right, I understand that.
So what you need to do, and you know what's good about our labor department? They're good people. They'll actually answer questions for you if you call them. And so I would start there. But I want you to leave your information with Dan. Dan, Get his information, and I want you to give him 2 leads off the air for HVAC tech assistant, okay?
Give him phone lines and give them fix it. And he has to ask specifically for HVAC tech assistant, okay? And that Martino refers him.
You know, 24 laundry. He's got a lot of good questions.
I heard QC and Granite Liquidators. There's nothing else. All right.
24/7 has a great deal. They'll train him, they'll pay him, they'll give him medical, they'll start a 401k.
Who will?
24/7.
Oh, absolutely.
It was a great, and this guy has some experience. He sounds like he'd be a great worker for them. If you work for 5 years for a company, that's a great...
Nowadays, that's like a college degree.
Exactly. And that would be a great thing for this guy.
Somebody told me, when they get a guy that just shows up for 2 weeks straight, they feel lucky.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I've had mechanics have toolboxes delivered and then not show up.
Really?
And then a tow truck will show up 2 weeks later just to grab the box. You never see them.
Wow.
Interview, hire, the whole bit.
What, bro?
This is craziness.
5 seconds. QCColorado.com. That stands for Quiet Cool. I love when I have first-hand experience with a product. I actually have QC the whole house band in 2 houses, okay? And I'm telling you, I want to talk about the house I'm in the most. 90% savings, where I use QC the most. 90% savings. Why? Well, my air conditioner works that much less, but I'm still cool, and it's still quiet, and it's beautiful. I'm serious. Here's the bottom line, okay? This thing, this fan, this Quiet Cool, QCColorado.com, what it does is it circulates the air from the lower levels out through the attic. And it does it with a quiet fan and a powerful fan. No inside wiring in the walls. It's all remote controlled and convenient. It takes less than 2 hours to install. And you're going to save the money immediately. It's just that easy. Your air conditioner doesn't have to work to cool it down to begin with. QC will cool it down in no time. When you come home in the evening, your AC can keep it that way, and so can QC. It's a combination deal if you want. Some people don't even use an air conditioner when they have QC Colorado. You know, Dan is such a cheapskate, he doesn't even use air anymore. He doesn't even use it, ever. Now, I'm not going to promise that to you, but you're going to love QCColorado.com. 303-800-3419. 303-800-3419. Granite Liquidators. I wish they called it, like granite and, granite and stone liquidators, whatever, because they carry everything you need in a slab. You should always shop for stone first. Did you know that? I mean, even if you go to one of our lovely people like the Art of Granite, shop for stone first. And Granite Liquidators is the place to shop no matter who's doing the job. They sell to you at wholesale. And you can buy anything that comes in a slab, and you shop the whole slab, not just tiny samples. If you want to use a shower even, you can pick the granite slabs. If you want to do a countertop, a library, whatever you need, they have. And you buy the stone first, decorate around it. They put your name on it, and they hold it for you. So that is so convenient. They're up at 5075 Tabor Street in Wheat Ridge. Start at the website. You'll find out everything you need. GraniteLiquidators.com. Made you look.
GX460s. You can save up to $5,000 off your MSRP right now on these special units while they last. Come see us today at Cooney Lexus, I-25 in Bellevue, or online at CooneyLexusOfGreenwoodVillage.com. Number M5014-604. TNT floorboards. You know, TNT floorboards are sure one-stop shop for all of your flooring needs. Just select the floor that you want, and TNT does the rest. They deliver and install the product you choose. All you have to do, admire the beauty of your new floors. Mention me, Michael Brown, and you get your new hard surface floors at wholesale prices with no markup. Visit TNTFloorworks.com. That's TNTFloorworks.com, where they always do a dynamite job. Hey there, homeowner.
You know, I was very impressed with Medved.
Yeah, them coming on.
When you have that culture at the top,
it filters down. I'm sure it filters down to Kevin's employees too.
But that's how it starts. I mean,
I agree.
Unless you get a really, really good manager or something. I mean, but and like I said, the guy's genius for coming on and handling.
I think it is so easy to be a good boss or to run a good company. It takes so little effort.
Well, as long as you get the right people, yes.
Well, yeah, but you make sure that when you hire people, that you instill them. And that's what a probation period is for.
Absolutely.
And, I just found that if I treated, in a medical office, I had my girls there over 15 years without any staff turnover.
Sure. No, I just try to, I don't make a big deal about anything, there's certain things I just don't tolerate, and they know that. Theft or, dishonesty, that kind of stuff, just we're not even going to talk about. But, people make mistakes.
Well, that's it. And if you let people know you appreciate them, that's the other thing.
You don't have to come out and crush them every time they make a mistake.
Right. Oh, by the way, remember I asked you about the shimmying in my car? I had the wheels rotate and balance. It's gone. So thank you for that advice.
Yeah, keep it simple.
I discounted it for free.
Yep.
I'm Tom Martino, and I can't say enough about Water Pros. You've heard me talk about the water business. And mostly, I hate to say this, but they're ripoffs. If you're looking for water filtration, you're going to get ripped off many times by exaggerated fear about your water. But they also don't have
great products, and they overprice them. Now, water conditioning is another story. I used to think that's just for the soft feel of water. No, it helps your pipes, your plumbing, your clothes last longer, your linens clean better, and you can get low-maintenance computerized systems right now. Paul the Waterman is the one to see. I have it in my house. As far as some of the systems, I'm going to get them all, really. This guy, you cannot beat these prices anywhere. So here's what it is. A whole house water conditioning system. Kevin, under $2,000, fully installed. Whole house. Honest.
The whole house.
No, honest to God. Yeah.
Not just the kitchen.
No, that's the whole house. The same thing with filtration, under $2,000. If you want to combine them, although really when you have a whole house water conditioning system, that's all you need, and then you get a point of use filter for the water, and then you can fill up bottles and stuff. A point of use fountain is under $1,000, fully installed. Reverse osmosis, honest to God. I know it's hard to believe. Certified licensed plumbers. Or you can do whole house conditioning under $2,000, and he has combination deals. Waterpros.net. 303-862-5554. There's no better. That's 303-862-5554. There's also on a referral list. Now, we want to talk about cars and all that. Eric's been waiting a while. Oh, no, excuse me. Bennett's been waiting a while. Bennett, go ahead, Bennett. Quickly. You got a question, sir?
Tom, quick question. With my condition, I went ahead and I got a trust filed. Is that better than having a will?
Well, you need both. Now, let me explain something. You don't absolutely need both, but let me tell you what a trust is. A trust is a person. Let's make believe it's a person. And the person doesn't die. And that person is, it goes through your death. So that person is still alive. And the trustee takes over that person. You're in charge of it while you're alive, if it's a revocable trust. And then, after you die, the trustee takes over. But it never goes to probate. And it's private. So, if you had a lot of complicated financial dealings, and you don't want to go through a court, and you know exactly what you want to do, you put the stuff in the trust. And then you write directions in the trust. And those directions are then followed by the trustee. And the will simply says, look at my trust. That's it. My personal representative is so-and-so. She has the trust. Or you don't even need a will unless you have. But most everyone has a will. And Ben, you probably didn't need a trust. Maybe you did. You probably didn't. What do you have in the trust?
Well, basically, Tom, if I understand it, I have my son to dispose of the house, the cars, my financial obligations.
Hold on. So you put all of those in the trust?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Then he doesn't have to open a probate. I see what you're doing. So basically, after you die, that trust, he can keep it or dissolve it, whatever you. What are the directions in the trust for him to do?
It's him to pay any bills that I have, take over the house.
Actually, listen. In a trust, the estate, you don't have to worry about anything. I mean, if the estate has bills, he doesn't even have to open the estate. So I don't know why you would do that. I mean, but listen, it's not for me to get involved. Did you have an attorney consult you on this?
I did talk to Blake Harris.
Well, you talked to him, but who did the trust?
It was another attorney that was a friend of mine.
Okay. Bennett, please listen to me, okay? Just make sure you're not doing things you don't have to do, because the reason you have a trust is not to worry about creditors or anything to do with the estate. But if you're the kind of guy that you want to settle everything up, sometimes that's not good to do in the trust. Sometimes that's just good to do. Let him get as much as he can for stuff, and if he wants to, he can. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. But really, these questions need to be answered by an attorney. But you asked the question, are they as good? They're actually better than a will, because they actually own the stuff already. And then the trustee abides by what you say in the trust.
Tom, you made my day, my friend.
Now, Bennett, I don't even like where this is going. You said, in my condition. Don't even think that way right now. Yeah, we are all mortal beings. But your attitude is such that you're going to get through this one, right?
Well, you kind of know where I'm at, Tom.
Yeah,
right?
but your attitude is you're going to get through it, right?
Well, I'm hoping I do.
Okay. See yourself on the other side. There's no downside, so what if it doesn't happen? But see yourself on the other side. And how old are you right now, Bennett?
I am 76, Tom, and I feel like days I'm 19 and days I'm 76.
Bennett, you're really not that old by today's standards and by how, I know you've had some struggles. Just look through it. Look through it. Eric, I know I need to take a break, but what's going on with you, Burr? What's going on with this dealership? Tell me what's happening.
Can you hear me, Tom?
I can, sir. I can.
Awesome. Thank you for taking my call. What's going on is my truck's been at the dealership for 2 weeks. I ran over a tree limb that had fallen off of, one of those, a big stacked up bunch of tree limbs and fell off. Well, I ran over it. Had it towed to Larry H. Miller. They're great. They've been taking great care of the truck and the whole procedure. But the issue that I have is there's this place called Copart. I'm not sure what that is.
Are you talking, hold on, you were breaking up. Are you talking about Copar? Did you say Copar?
Say that again.
You said there's an issue. Spell it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, spell it.
I think it's Coparts. Coparts.
Okay. What is this about? I thought you were saying Copar or Mopower or whatever. Now, listen, what's the issue? Get right to the issue. What's going on, man?
The issue is I think they want to total the vehicle, and it's a 2017 Ram, and I think it's just a transmission issue. That,
Hold on a second. Who are they that they want to total? Who is they? Are they your insurance company?
Liberty Mutual, yes. My insurance company is in touch with these people that is...
Okay, I get it. Now I know. Hold on. Here, let me tell you what it is. Liberty Mutual is your company. Liberty Mutual hires adjusters, okay? So they work for Liberty Mutual, and they're telling them they should total the truck. Hold on.
Copart's a junkyard. to this auction.
It's sponsored by the Denver Rescue Mission.
From the Medved Sports Traffic Center, seeing a typical Friday afternoon volume flowing around town. Northbound I-25.
God damn, did I get all my stuff in?
Heavy as usual on 270 through Commerce City and I-70 sluggish between Brighton Boulevard and 225.
I'll get that.
On freeway, an accident at Broadway and Alameda still in the cleanup stages. And out to the west, crash on Highway 285 just north of Bailey has been cleared. Traffic improving through there. Fox 31.
Kevin, could my daughter, is she allowed to do regular service with you or not? She's not really under warranty. She should.
Sure.
And there would be no issue.
As long as there's good records. That's the only thing.
Like the oil changes and all, you can go by the Hyundai record, whatever has to be done.
Yeah, it's going to book initially. Just keep, I always recommend everybody have a file, keep all your hard copies.
But you'll go, and like everything the Hyundai recommends you'll do. And even more probably that. All right, we love honest, good, hardworking people. I've known George since he was in his early 20s, and he has fixmyhome.com, which is fix it 24/7, and here's the message. It's very simple. Honest and accurate and value-minded repairs and maintenance on plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. $39 to find any problem. Listen, I know you hear people say, oh, free estimates this, free estimates that. This is the real deal, okay? It's $39, and that's even a loss, but it gets someone there to your house to find any problem in any of those areas, and they stay as long as it takes, and they write up a report, and they give you an honest-to-God fixed price. If you decide to get the work done, then they waive the $39. It's such a simple way. You'll never get caught paying more than $39 unless you agree to the price which is quoted up front. FixMyHome.com. I use them at my home. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. 720-526-3939. Did you just hear Bennett, a guy that called, a friend of ours, and was talking about a trust versus a will? Now he called Blake Harris, attorney at law. He called him and got the information and used a friend of his. Now listen, Blake Harris takes that risk because he answers any and all questions free of charge, and he welcomes you. 833-ASK-BLAKE on estate, planning, wills, probate, trusts, whatever you have, ask him. That's what he does. He only charges for what he actually does for you. Flat rates. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. In fact, I urge you to go to 303consumer.com. That's my website for the new magazine I have, 303consumer.com. And in that magazine, there is a centerfold article on 10 biggest mistakes people make in estate planning. It's free of charge. Just go get the magazine, 303consumer.com, and you'll find out about 833-ASK-BLAKE.
This pandemic,
have you ever done magazines?
What we can and can't do because
no, some, but yeah,
it work for you.
We have the freedom to choose not to be.
Right now, we're just not doing anything because we're so busy and so behind. But yeah.
Is that because of the supply chain?
I have no idea, but we're already.
No, is that why you're behind?
No. I mean, we're 10% over our best month so far this month. I mean, just like ridiculous. Yeah.
Who takes care of you now that Liz is not there?
Nobody.
You ever need anything, let me know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know who gal is.
I change you up without you. Okay. But I always keep that same one about family, atmosphere, and also honesty, knowledge, value.
To me, that's the most important thing anyway. I agree. Yeah. That's what we sell. We don't sell repairs.
For a limited time, 25% off Everlast. Even better, 25%.
Yeah, I know you got. We refer to you so freaking much. I know you got to have people say Martino.
Oh no, all the time.
Got to.
Yeah.
KHWindows.com.
Well, especially the Lakewood Auto Electric, because Brian was getting a ton of referrals. In fact, most of the business we get, since I bought those from other shops.
It's been tough talking to my doctor about consultation.
They refer Lakewood Auto Electric constantly.
I finally laid all my symptoms out there and how they keep coming back. She said I may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. We agreed it's time to try something different.
Got any plans for the weekend, Tom?
Is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults.
No.
When Zest works differently than laxatives, it lets
You have the kids or not?
bowel movements and helps relieve abdominal symptoms,
no.
belly pain.
You know what, Stephanie, I
The
say?
symptoms were studied in combination with individual.
My sister's one time said,
Children less than 6.
so how you doing? And I said, delightfully bored.
That's a good way to put
Stephanie
it.
and I have a delightful. You know what? During the pandemic, we were just totally alone. I have never had a relationship where we could do absolutely nothing. We don't have to fill the air with words, and we just like hanging out.
And just come cool.
I swear to God, I have never had that before in my life. Where, at times I always wanted to get along, a long time or this time. The only time I want a long time, I like going to the hangar and messing around. But okay, so my fucking helicopter battery is $2,800.
But you don't want to do
So
that
you-
on higher real estate market.
It's a giant amperage because it has to spin a jet, but then it lasts me 28 months. That's bullshit. And 27, they said that's about it. And in between, I have an electronic, computerized battery charger that keeps it topped and desulfonates it. So inside, between the fluid and whatever, the airspace, there's sulfur.
Okay.
Which is corrosive.
So it'll cycle that through. Yeah.
It does all this shit. It tells you what it's doing. It's supposed to be one of the best. Then somebody told me, oh no, you can't keep it on a tender. It'll ruin your battery. But this is a computerized one. This doesn't keep it charging.
No, it's not
turns
just
it off.
constant charging.
Right.
No, exactly.
These things nowadays don't cook battery.
No.
That's what I think this guy was thinking. I have never gotten more than 2 years out of these fucking... Now, hold on. I got actually more out of this when I got, that 28 months. So I got an extra time, 4 more months. But man, if that's all that tender does for me, that ain't great.
It's not worth it, no.
No, I already got it. But now, but honest to God, that long of a... I just can't believe that much money, and it only lasts that long. But there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, listen, the nature of me is I hardly fly compared to normal people. I mean, excuse me, normal helicopter owners are commercial. Nobody owns them for pleasure.
Sure.
So I might fly, honest to God, an hour in a week. That ain't a lot of time, right?
It's not.
And every time you start that thing, God, it's like,
It's really sucking, yeah.
I can't even imagine the torque on that thing this size, right?
Hey, Tom, what does it cost you per hour, the helicopter versus the plane?
Oh, God.
Which is more expensive?
The helicopter's 20 times more expensive.
Really?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Quickly, let me take these. Eric, as far as the dealership now, your truck at the dealership 2 weeks, you ran over a big branch, they want to total the truck. Eric, it's all...
Let me add something.
Go.
Can I add something real quick, Tom?
Go ahead.
To make this shorter.
Go ahead.
Larry H. Miller already gave a quote of $5,500-ish to fix the truck, and it's worth way more than $5,500, and they want to total it. And I just want to know, if they total it, can I keep the truck under a salvage title and make the repairs myself?
Yes. Eric, here's the problem. They suck, and I really want to get this to you. Here's what it is. Okay. That $5,500 to fix, forget it. They're going to give you a salvage vehicle price, okay? You need to fight to get that as much as possible, because then when you tell them you want to keep it, they're going to charge you a value for that. It's going to suck. Now, what you tell them that your goal is to keep the truck and get it fixed and negotiate something and run it by us. But yes, you can keep a salvage title on it forever. You don't even have to convert it. If you're going to keep that truck and you love it, fix it and keep it. Now, you may have trouble getting insurance, but do me a favor. Don't ever be taken advantage of because you want to keep your truck. Sometimes they overcharge you, and I have a formula for you that I'd love to give you, but here's the word right now. Start negotiating, and Dan, let's get him back on Monday for sure. Kevin Calkins, Sheridan Auto Tech, 303-455-7242, and don't forget referralist.com for help, information, and referrals.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app. Michael Brown is next on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Murder in Illinois is the new true crime podcast that attempts to answer the question, who really killed the Vaughn family? In 2007, Chris Vaughn's wife and 3 children were found murdered in their SUV. Chris was arrested and convicted, though he claims to have no memory of the events.
Both the prosecution's theory and the defense's theory are incorrect. That's not how it happened.
So how did it happen, Lauren?
Listen to Murder in Illinois on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your